Hello, 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 and welcome to Natural Havoc. We are a group of friends and streamers that decided to give streaming Dungeons and Dragons a go. We play the 5th edition system with a sprinkling, smattering of homebrew rules thrown in there, such of bonus action drinking a potion, and oh my lord, Paddy Max, thank you so much for the 10 gift. What the hell? You're far too generous, thank you. I've lost where I am. Most of us are veterans to the D&D system. So, we don't make mistakes, but when we do, laugh along with us and join us in. Eagle, why don't you tell the good people where they can find us when not here?
Hi, you guys can find us on the social media stuff, which you guys probably know by now. So, I'm just gonna go over real quick. You can follow us on the Twitter, where you can get all the updates and crazy stuff. You can say, wow, it's really coming to the end, and we're about to hit a crazy point in our time. You can also follow us on the YouTube, subscribe over there, and you'll be like, dang, Eagle, why you look so nervous? And all I gotta say is I'm just nervous. And you can also follow us on the Instagram where you can, add us there somehow and go, hey, Eagle, are you okay? And I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not. And then you can also go on the Discord. You can probably at me a bunch of times and go, Eagle, are you okay? And I'm gonna say no. That's just gonna be the theme of today is I am not okay. And that's okay. Because I'm here with my friends and that's what matters the most. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you very much, I
Yeah.
guess. Well, awesome. So yeah, we are, as Eagle just said, we are very close to the end of our campaign. I'm predicting it to be the anti-penultimate episode, which, for those that don't know, means there's only... this is the third before... No, there's 3 left. We're number 3, penultimate's number 2, and then the finale is number 1. So we're very, very, very close to the end of this campaign. But as our adventurers have found their way to the camp within Quirin and making their way to the big old, potentially grand fortress via one of the external routes, yeah, we're gonna pick things off with the recap today. So without further ado, let me pull the recap up, which I clicked off of, which I definitely shouldn't have. There we go. So, our session started in the city of Alakash, the morning after the Colosseum fights. Ondros, the new crowned champion of the arena, was hidden away in a tap house and given an entire floor to themselves for the evening, along with Ondros's father. The party planned back and forth of how they should leave Alakash until eventually settling on sneaking out, and when far enough away to fly to the meeting point via their magical carpet to meet with United Veritas. 6 days the party traveled. 6 days and nights, camping and traveling via flying carpet. During this trip, the party often cast spells to see what their enemies were up to, using scrying and such to try to spy on them and perceive who was where and what they were doing. Shion, at one stage, took a peek at Yuno to figure out that his whereabouts was in fact in a room of handcrafted stonework surrounded by pockets of lava shifting. And while there, he was surrounded by what looked to be like Dragonborn, Tungsten Wolves, Zazikale, and the Lady of Ash. Erhard, during this trip, decided to really hone in on the magical ball that he's had for such a long time now, and successfully completed all but the final ring which he has left. As he has this final ring in his clutches, he wonders now what to do with it, whether to proceed and potentially unlock some mysteries that could help or harm the party. When they arrived at the meet point, they realized it was shielded by illusionary magics from prying eyes. The party landed and immediately headed for the largest tent, where they found many of their former friends. People from Arkenvale, Craddock, Kovok, and Elenasta, as well as some former accomplices. Contessa Coldstar, Grint Pocket Torn, Eliash, Jorgenstead, and more. The party heard that the plan was to have two strike teams and one central force to draw the enemy to them. They agreed that they would sneak into the fortress via a pocketed cave on the side high up of the mountain of the Spires of Ash, while another team that Grint had agreed to lead, along with Contessa and a few other allies, had decided to take a more lower approach and hopefully create a distraction. The party now having the evening to themselves before the big day tomorrow. Will the plans change? Will they survive? And who else might be lurking within the camp? So as we pan the camera down from the sunny sky of the Quirini's deserts, and we pan through multiple tents and the the atmosphere of the army of people preparing for the days ahead of them, we finally meet our party stood in front of the large large red tent of Arkenvale's Trispire mages. We see Maeve, Andros, Arcturus, Erhard, and Shion all stood coming out of the tent as they see Kellum and a couple of blade singers walking in their direction. And as you all stand outside, you hear from just a little bit further away, "Oh hey! So you made it then, huh?"
Whose voice is that?
Kellum's.
Callum's.
Yeah, as he's like shouting over.
Hello! Yeah, we did!
Oh, it's good to see you two. Well, all of you. Wow. Geez. So it's finally happening, huh? If you guys are here, then I think everyone's been waiting for you.
Yeah, we were saying, thinking about it starting tomorrow.
Oh God. Okay. Um, right. Tomorrow.
Did potentially yes, because well, we managed to find out that they are aware of our presence.
Oh, wait. They know about the camp?
They know Veritas is here. I don't know what that means
That's
exactly. Have you heard about the dragon?
yes. My team haven't been involved in such a thing, but we've been setting up a way to try and get a few blade singers across the wall. We've got a few in there, but not as many as we'd like. I was tasked with maybe infiltrating further and getting a few more in.
Well, there's a third entrance, from a hole that they don't know if they even know it's there. I think our party's trying to go that way.
You guys are going in. Wait, which one? The up high or down low?
The higher one, right, guys?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be messy.
Well, okay. I was actually on my way to speak to Eliash and Sir Draxel. I was going to ask if maybe a few of the blade singers could go in through the watery cave, like the one near the shore. I was going to see if maybe a few of us could go in that way and try and cause some havoc in there. I heard that's going to be like a distraction team or something. I think they're still making that. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
I think yes, but it will be, you're signing up for that most likely.
Hey, I've heard there's some pretty big hitters going there,
True, but it's a distraction for a reason.
Yeah, well, I've heard they've got the best man for the job, really.
Well, I think Contessa and Grin, they're gonna lead it. Have you met them before?
Briefly on passing. Uh, wait, they're going as well?
I
Those guys will be
believe so.
fine. If Grint's going with them, and well, Contessa's pretty strong too.
Like you said, it's pretty heavy hitters who are going there. So,
Yeah.
but do
Well,
know Maeve is right. It's gonna be dangerous there.
And those guys have experience with death, which is weird, and I feel like that's why they're also happy to sign up.
I'm not gonna pry. I've heard the Anchor and Coilash are also joining them. From what I
That
hear,
makes sense.
things sink like an anchor when around him, but I don't know. Quite a few stories of you lot fighting a sea serpent with him. My word, a few of the people from Craddock have been telling me things about that.
Oh no, yeah, it happened. That's not a
Yeah, that's
story. Yeah.
no, I mean like
Yeah.
a tale that they've told. Like they saw it. A few of them actually saw it happen. Some were even on the boat.
Yeah. No, yeah, we did that. That's not long ago. But Coilash and Anchor, they are good. They are very strong.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, I was hoping to maybe get a few of our blade singers in there, but they might need me to lead the infiltration at the front gate. But I'm gonna have a word with Sir Draxel and Eliash now and see what we can muster up. And Kellum like looks at you, Maeve, and kind of like smiles, puts a hand on your shoulder, and then kind of like smiles at the rest of you as he like pokes through and enters the tent. I'll catch you before we head out.
Sounds good. Good luck.
Oh yeah, and from what I understand, Yamar and Pa are in Arkenvale now.
Oh, they made it with
Yeah.
Galoy.
Yeah, the little fella. Yeah. Apparently they're all
Oh,
safe and sound.
oh, that's great. Thanks. That's. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, they're apparently easing into the new lifestyle.
Good.
You guys have got a
Glad to
pretty
hear.
big house from what I hear.
Oh yeah, it has how many bedrooms? Like 8 bedrooms? 7?
Okay, no need to show off. Like he smiles and like he walks doesn't even let you finish what you were about to say. He just walks in. And yeah, you guys are outside as you guys are looking towards Kellum as he walks through, pushing past the drapes of the tent. Two of the blade singers walking behind him, but they kind of like shift to the right as a figure comes round the corner on the left hand side, as all of you see Grint walking up towards the tent chambers. And as he walks through, you see the smile on his face as he looks over to you all. And Eagle, would you like to remove the player cards for us, please?
I will. But,
Tell me when it's done.
it's done.
Surprise!
Hey!
We have our good friend Rez joining us this week until the finale. So, Rez, would you like to give a little description, maybe, of how Grint currently looks? Because it's been a little bit of time since we last saw him.
It has been a little while. So the last time that everyone saw Grint, it was reasonably recently after his brush with death, where Maeve saved his life. And in that time since, there's been a lot going on, but one thing has been that eye, which is I think on this side of his head. I don't know how it's going to show on my webcam, but either way, it's one of his eyes has become greenified by druidic magics, and it's actually it's a path that he's followed a little more closely than that, allowing that magic really to take hold of more than just his eye and keeping him alive. But aside from that, he's still your stocky, uh, green, grizzled war veteran. um, and he's there smiling at the party.
Yeah, as he walks around the tent, pushes past one of the leaves of like the door, and yeah, you kind of just like, I imagine, folds his arms, kind of looks at you all with that kind of like, rekindling of people that he once, fought alongside, died with as well. Like you guys went through some heavy stuff. As all of you are reunited in this moment.
Well, I didn't get a proper chance to speak to you at the meeting. How have you all been?
Marvelous, darling. We only almost died like 7 times or something, so we've been doing well.
Well, almost is better than actually dying. At least
It's so good to have you. It's so good to see you here.
it's good to see all of you as well. You really thought I was going to let you take all the glory from this without me.
Hey, you were the one who disappeared from our party. And yes, okay, this is on us. We kind of forgot to take you with us to fight the dragon. Sorry, we
It's
didn't mean
fine.
to leave you behind.
I had things to do, time to practice a few other things, and I will druidcraft a flower in my hand. No, a mushroom in my hand. And then kind of take it away. And I had to put a few things in perspective. Coming this close to no longer being here, it made family even more important to me. Although I still have something to say to my daughters after we win this fight.
So you're done with jumping headlong into death?
No, of course not. I'm just more prepared now. Actually, on the subject of my daughters, I met someone on the way here, and I figured they would be really, really quite helpful. They're this musician that my daughters are huge fans of, absolutely huge fans of. Actually, would you like to come out? Hey!
And as he says, "Hey," you see this big meaty hand come round from the tent doorway. As he pulls it back, you see a minotaur figure duck underneath and step out. And as you do, Eagle, would you like to remove the dice for us, please?
Yeah. Wow.
As we have our second guest, Paddy Max. And Paddy, would you like to describe what you see, what we see as Carvox? I can't imagine too much has changed because not too much time has passed, but about a week or so has passed. So, Carvox.
Hi guys. First of all, I guess Carvox, as you already described, uses his meaty hands to pull open the tent and come on out. And he's just sort of like, oh, looks a little bit worn. Maybe his legs look a little bit more toned than you remember. He might have a few marks on him because he also may have fallen through the portal. So let's see where it goes. Oh no way! What's up, dude? How's it going? Long time no see. Adondos, May, Blue Dude. Oh, you guys are sick. How you doing? You've met Grin. That's awesome.
You guys have met already?
Yeah,
did
they're
you
part
go?
of my entourage, dude.
Oh, you must have been to one of his concerts. Yeah, as I said, my daughter's huge fans. I saw him on the road and could not potentially just leave him there. This is a world-renowned rock star.
Yeah.
You know how it
Well,
is.
to be fair, Carvox he fought with us.
Another of our
we-
victims.
We met him in an alleyway. While he was like harassing a dude, and on Ross, he was like, "Hey, what's going on there? Let me go." And then they
Help.
become friends, and
Yeah, that does not sound suspicious at all, darling.
Yeah.
How
I
are you
mean,
still alive?
yeah, I was about to ask you guys the same thing because, like, long story short, like, I use my flute to turn little dude with the cracking glass and the boom magic. I don't know what his name was, but I used
Goody, is he still alive? Is he still alive?
I don't know. Last I saw, he was a cloud, dude. And I was just watching him go up, and as I turned around because I heard like steps coming, or sorry, yeah, like footsteps coming down the stairs behind me. And they sounded like really scary. And then I turned back around, and you guys were gone. And then I turned around again, and then I tripped over myself and fell through the portal. Long story short, I didn't go to where you guys went. I landed in like the desert. Not gnarly, dudes. It was so hot. And then there's nothing around. Like I got really bored. And I was walking for like few days. Fortunately, I always carry like some brews with me, some brewskis. But yeah, we're just wandering the desert. I made friends with a little dude. Oh, you should meet him. He'd love you folks. Hey, Pokes, come meet these guys.
As you see, well, you describe how tall is this figure that comes round from the curtain?
So you guys see this little figure, sort of like little needles peek around the curtain, and I, as Carbox, pull open the tent door, and before you, about halfway up Carbox's leg, maybe like 2.5 feet tall, is this little cactus with legs. Yeah, and he just looks at you guys, and he's sort of like, "Oh, okay, cool, great," Yeah, this is Pokes. He's my new I don't know, what are we, dude? Are you like my friend, or I've known him since Sunday, or like the last Sunday I saw him. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Is that what I think it is? It
His new manager?
He's not really my manager. He's basically like my best friend. After you get to know each other when you're on the road, you really get to know each other on the sand, right? Like you're walking through it. We were walking for ages, and basically we just kept going until we met civilization. I got to know everything about him. He got to hear all about me. We talked about you guys. He knows like May. He knows like Arcturus. He knows Erhard, Sheen. He knows all of you dudes, right? Like he's totally cool. And then, sorry, folks, I'll let you talk in a moment and introduce yourself, official. But yeah, basically we were walking, and we come across this like caravan, I guess, with like we're initially quite scared because I never know what's gonna happen with caravans because you never know who's on them. But I recognize some of the insignias were from like Arkenvale because obviously your boy's done a concert or two in Arkenvale. You know what I mean? And then that's where I met this Grin dude.
Yeah, I can kind of tell that I'm getting older because I don't.
Since he's
there goes it.
gone for a minute, I will take over. We'll be right back, guys. Please hang on a second. Please hang on a second. We'll be right back. Y'all can see the player cards now, updated.
That are here. So for now, we end combat.
Wait, what?
Swarm is also dead?
What about the swarm?
It's a swarm.
Wait there. Oh, I just got rid of them all. No! Wait, can I bring them back? Oh, I completely forgot about the swarm. Okay, I think next up was
Me.
Alfred. It was Alfred. Alfred, yeah, you're up. I completely forgot about the swarm.
Sorry.
I don't always keep up with D&D, but when I do, I choose the Natural Havoc social media accounts, like the Twitter, the Instagram, or the YouTube, where you can keep up with all the latest sessions from our current campaign, or even our one-shots, or even the Discord, where you can keep up with us and talk to us, and even the DM.
Right.
Stay traveling, my friends. That Jack T.
True books, I think, were pretty good. And then, afterwards, I kind of heard that they like rushed the author.
Oh no, we have it!
Oh no!
Yay!
our first one! Our first one! Finally! Do you want to be famous?
You'll never be famous.
I don't know, like for me, I didn't like the last couple books out of the Aragon one.
And I was like, I'll touch the pig. And I touched the pig died, I gained its life essence, I was like, oh crap, this pig is now dead in an alleyway. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do about this pig. And I was like, okay. And then the cat was like, well, you better touch yourself and scam. And I'm like, okay. I healed myself by touching myself, and I was like, oh shit, this is kind of weird. And then I ran out of the alleyway after killing the pig. The pig is dead. It's gone, okay?
I will dip in the jar and just put it down for him to eat from.
Yeah, he starts eating it. Erhard, can you roll me 2d6, please?
Me? Sure.
Yeah.
What have you done?
The frog dies.
Whoops.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys, don't eat that. Whoops. I liked it.
We got a performance.
Right. Is there your little special place? If you know what I mean.
Wow.
Okay.
Back to character. Special place, and I see Maeve do this. Okay.
Maeve with them boobaloobaloobies. Okay.
Bud and Dud's Christmas edition song comes across the radio.
Or that's
Clap your hands, y'all! Clap your hands, y'all! It's Bud and Dud! We're here to stay! Yeah! Oh! Make the music sway! Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Bud and Dud!
Jingle those bells! Jingle those bells!
Woo!
So do you really have family that lived here?
No. And he like looks at everyone. He's like, no.
Well, thank you for that.
I'm gonna look at the other two.
Addy, please introduce yourself and who you're playing today.
Hello there, I am Jasper the Rat. It is a fantastic pleasure for me to be here today with you, and I'm looking forward to our next adventure.
I love it so much.
So good.
And, as Jasper's there nibbling on a bit of cheese, Jasper breaks a little bit off and gives it over to Socks, and Socks starts munching it.
And before I stand up, Melody is clearly humming in herself, like,
Woodworking, let's get calm my nerves. Let's make not a misery, nobody gets hurt. Oh wait, I'm coming.
How many inches high would you like it?
That's an interesting question. Not too high. Hey, we don't want to stand out on a certain names day, but around.
I'm joking, I'm back. Okay. I thought I'd do the, I'm still frozen and you guys have come back situation. But no, sorry, I had a slight technical issue. Internet just went, nope, not today. Just like our player cards and dice. But, Carvox, would you like to continue what you were saying?
Yeah, so that's basically how I met Grin. But Pokes, introduce yourself to the guys.
Well, hello there. My name is Pokes, and I am the stage manager for my good friend Carvox here.
How tall is this thing?
About 2.5 foot tall. It's got a little
He's
flower.
shorter than Grins. He's shorter than Grins.
Yes. Yeah, he's got a little pink flower blossoming on the top of his cactus form. He has 2 little cactus arms that kind of stick out like this, which he's moving, and he has 2 little stumps for legs that he's walking around on. And yeah, he is literally a cactus. And as you look at him, you see eyes and a face and like a mouth.
And no clothes.
No clothes. Yeah, just a cactus.
Yeah.
Our group just we attract the crazy people. I am. Yeah.
Ah, this must be the ones you have told me about, Carvox. The ones that you refer to as the Iron Vortex.
Yeah,
Why
these
does
are
he
the
sound
Iron Vortex dudes.
Mauve, it is great to meet you. Dondu, and
Dondu?
Shion, and
Oh no.
Oh, not
Oh, dear.
again!
No.
Are
No,
we
not
serious?
again.
Are we
yeah.
serious? This can't be
Ollie and I are living
happening.
in a hurricane today.
Oh man.
Oh,
Well, you know, I guess
well, that's
we'll.
gonna be.
You know, we're gonna go back to the.
We'll be right back.
Be right back. Let
Be
us
right back.
know.
We will,
This will
bro.
be the new session.
What?
What's your favorite plant? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know your favorite.
How do you
plant.
want to roleplay
You know,
the
in all
cactus?
fairness, yeah, we're gonna go to be right back. We'll be right back.
Oh, wait.
Wait,
Wait.
Onion?
Oh, he's
He's back. He
alive.
lives.
Onion, hi. You're
He
alive.
lives.
I seem to have gone through a teleportation mechanic which didn't quite happen to work. I'm not entirely sure what is happening, but the sky keeps deteriorating every few moments. Might just be my vision in my newly awakened form.
I want to do
Anyway,
an Arcana
what
check on
were we
that.
saying? Yeah, sure.
Newly awakened? What does that mean?
Oh, so it's a long story, dudes, but basically
15.
he's awake.
There's a lot of magic surging through him right now. Some of it getting blocked and then like carrying on again.
So you keep awakening things, Carvox, or you just kind of a magnet for awakened creatures?
To be honest with you, dude, I play music because I get sad and lonely, and then things start talking to me. At
Is this a
first, it was really scary because I had a pet rock dude. His name was Rocky. When he talked back to me, I thought I was going insane, dude. But yeah, sometimes the music just brings things to life. You know, connects people.
So
Hey, to teach me that.
So I take it your old stage manager is fired then. Just so you know, he's at my father's place, probably eating grass.
Oh, Bronco's alive? Oh, that's gonna be awkward. Yeah, I guess if he's happy there and he's invited to the concerts, I don't know.
You know, you guys could easily split the job. You know, the Rhino.
Unfortunately, that position has been taken now. Bronco is no longer a necessary employee.
Bronco could be the. You have the stage manager, and then you have like the guy who sells the merch. You know, Bronco sounds like you could sell some merch.
Pokes, any idea what merch is, dude?
What about bodyguard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they must
be
be
a bodyguard.
Yes, they must be speaking about mercenaries. I believe that they are hired to defend people.
I'm not sure that's the.
Let's
Yeah.
just leave it, Grin.
It's clearly a foreign custom to our friends here.
I mean,
Oh,
I
sweet.
personally worked as a mercenary.
Language barriers then, clearly.
I turn to Ondros and I just go, why are the kids these days into this? I'm not following. This guy's world famous, but I don't really get it.
I don't get a lot of things. I think it's just this continent. There's a lot of messed up people here. Yeah.
Yeah. Being one of them, I think you're probably right.
Pokes waddles up to both of you, and you hear him say, "You might not get it, but one thing you could be getting is tickets to Carvox's next show. I believe he is performing tonight here at the camp."
Wait, we're preparing for a big battle, and instead of, I don't know, he's just preparing for a concert?
What better way than to perform for the masses?
Grint takes out his shiny, new, very glamorous golden goblet and goes, to be quite honest with you, I'm still of the nature of any reason to drink, to be honest. And screw it. We've got time. I'll use the command word.
Yeah.
Which I guess is going to be drink. Cheers. Cheers is the command word. Cheers.
Great command word.
and I will down my full goblet of magical wine.
Yeah. So for the next hour, Grint has advantage on saving throws, wisdom saving throws, and saving throws against being poisoned. He has resistance to poison, and he gains 5 temporary hit points at the start of each of his turns.
Oh, very nice.
As you just see him like bolster a little and seem to be a little more vigorous.
Someone is ready for a bar brawl.
It tastes so good.
Guys, if you don't mind me asking though, like, where did you guys go? Because like I'm here now because of what happened to me. But Dondos, what happened to you, dude? Where did you guys go? You led the way, and then bye, Carbox, I guess.
Can I just ask something to DM real quick? Does Grint and Carvox actually now see the fact there's like blackened veins going up my neck?
I'd say your clothing and like yourself, you kind of like block a lot of like the neck with the trunk and like your armor.
Good.
Upon closer inspection, they would see that, but
Okay.
just from like you stood around, it could just be like the shadow of like your jawline, like on your neck. Like you're quite a big guy. Like it'd be pretty. Yeah, they'd have to like properly look.
Good. Okay. Not much has happened. We went to the city that my dad was being held in, and we got him out and flew here.
We tried out slavery for a while and didn't work out.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's not just skip over that part. You what?
We kind of fell into slavery.
Yeah.
And, then we fought our way back and
Yeah,
we
we
got
were
a pretty
slave-
penny.
We were slaves for about 12 hours, yes.
Oh, you were the slaves, not the slavers.
No, I mean,
Well,
one of them still is, but the rest of us aren't.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
we
morally
tried.
much better.
We tried. We figured out this ain't us. Not for us this time. We had to find a way to get out. So on was our way out, I guess.
I would quite like to say that Carvox here has been a slave to the rhythm of music and entertaining the masses for many of the years that I have heard of his works and known him.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Can I
you
can
could
I
say
actually
that.
insight on that statement? Because
Sure.
he's like doubting, like, didn't that cactus just come alive?
Sure, roll an insight check. I'll roll a secret check.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, you could still win. You see through his lies. Oh,
nice.
Someone is clicking some spell buttons.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
Totally
No.
not trying something.
The good thing is they can't see it anymore because we have it all covered with all the.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point, yeah.
Cool.
For the
So,
viewers, it's a
yeah.
9 that he
Yeah,
rolled.
Yes, so Ahad rolled a 9, and I will tell you now, Pokes rolled a 7 minus 1.
Oh,
nice.
that's great.
Erhard just looks at them very doubtfully and just turns around and starts looking for other friends.
I'll just
Okay.
look at the little cactus and just be like, "Didn't you just like you haven't been around that long?
Ah, well, you see, the rhythm of the music is all.
Do you even know what music is?"
Yes, it is the sound that instruments make to create entertainment for individuals.
Can we say midway through Pokes explaining this that
Yeah.
Samuel's just come along and cocked a leg up?
Yeah, sure. Sam was just like pissing on him at the moment. And yeah, as he's like, he like shakes a little bit, like not Samuel, the Pokes, as he's like, what the hell is that? But he continues his spiel as he says,
Good boy.
You will always hear the rhythm of music through the roots of the world. It travels throughout, and
Yeah.
the soil itself absorbs sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there and just tell you to just stop, okay? We don't care. We've listened to him play music before. He's good, all right? But we don't care what you have to say, all right?
Unfortunately, a musician can never truly stop his work and line.
You're not a
and
musician.
passion.
You're just
No,
a cactus.
But Carvox is.
You're
and
a little
Carvox
plant
is the
that
greatest
my-
musician I have ever heard.
You're just a little
Andros.
plant.
Andros, on a scale of like 1 to 10,
What does that
how
smell?
annoyed are you with this thing right now?
I am almost to the point where I am just willing to grab it with my hand and just let the Katha have this thing.
A snack.
Oh, we have to catch up on that part. And I guess I'll cast Infestation on.
Cast Infestation on Pokes? Okay, make the attack, please.
I don't know how this stuff works yet.
What?
This is new. I am not particularly well trained, but
We haven't even gotten an hour into the session yet.
Okay, I will jump on your sheet 2 seconds to just fix that. So I can
Okay.
have a little
That
look.
sounds bad.
The DC
Oh,
says
'cause-
0, but
yeah, 'cause my spell
it's
says DC should
technically
be-
that one. So it's 14. Okay, cool. Okay, good old Pokes. Let's roll for him. What is it? Con save?
Yes. I think.
It is.
Yeah.
How does the spell look? Describe to me what happens when you cast this spell.
Basically, usually the spell is like a bunch of like a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites and everything. For this, it's actually because it's coming from me, going to be like spores and like little fungal things.
Nice,
and
yeah.
they basically just cover it.
As these spores begin to like fall onto him, he looks at the spores, and all of the cactus spikes jut out a little bit further and like pierce the spores as they then all like evaporate as he resists the spell, taking no damage.
Wow.
I would refrain from doing such a thing, as you may then hear the roar of Carvox upon you.
The war, what?
So dudes, I guess I'm gonna be honest, I totally zoned out when you're explaining your story, but I'm glad you're here. So that's the cool thing. You met Pokes. Pokes is he's a little bit spiky on the outside, but he's got a real heart of gold, that guy. Yeah.
Do not even believe I have a heart, but I do have a heart for the symphonies of sound.
Shut up! No one cares about music right now.
Carvox, have you met Arcadius?
Arcadia? No.
Yeah, Arcadius. He's a good friend of mine. He's also a bard. I thought maybe you met.
Why don't you like introduce him? Go.
Yeah, take the plant
at least
with
take
you.
His manager.
Yeah.
Take his manager with him.
A supporting act for Carvox's performance this evening.
Can I kick the plant? Can I just kick it? Punt it?
Sure. Well, sure. Make me an athletics check.
Can Olaf just go up and circle around and try and see if he can find Arcadius?
20.
Sure, yeah.
And Sogna Pride Watcher.
Are you intending to do damage?
I just want to kick it away. I don't want to hurt it. I just
Okay,
want it to go the heck away.
You kick it, you take 1 point of damage.
That's
'cause
fine.
You are kicking a cactus.
Yeah, that's worth
as
it.
he kind of like stumbles forward a little bit. He has really tiny little legs, so he's not very good balance-wise. And he like almost falls over as he like hits into someone, and then you just hear them go, "Ah!" like as the spikes then stab into them. And he goes, "My apologies." Like, as he, like,
How
pulls
far do I
himself
punt
off
him?
his
Does he
side.
like,
Maybe like 10 feet.
Okay, that's fine.
And then because there's tents everywhere, and then he like peels off, and you just hear this guy go, "Watch where you." It's a fucking cactus. And then the cactus just goes, "Do you happen to be the one called Arcadius?" And then you just see him wandering off into the tent.
Thank God that thing's gone. Oh my gosh, I thought nothing could be more annoying. I don't know what to compare it to at this point. I just feel like I'm gonna make someone mad if I compare it to someone.
I'm just gonna send message to Andros and just say apples.
Okay.
And he's I'm very disappointed. I just turn away.
So, guys, should we not like get some rest and get some preparation time for what's going to happen?
Well, there was one question I did have for Andros, and maybe you want to talk to me about it in private. I'm not sure, but Decatha, that's still a thing.
Hearing that, I will then show like how much it's grown.
Oh, sick tats, dude.
Yeah, great tat.
Sick as something.
Yeah.
Catch me up real quick.
Well, after you left, fights happened. When I saved my dad, I had to use the Katha's power to remove a cursed helmet that was on his head. I made her mad, so everything's a give and take. And she took this and then saved my dad.
And I just put my arm on Andros's shoulder and just say, yeah. I like stand on Samuel's back just so I can reach
Yep.
it. I've missed you, buddy. I've missed you.
Missed you too.
I would hug you, but then my feet would be off the floor and that would be really awkward.
Yeah, I'd be careful hugging me. I don't know what happens if someone else touches this.
If you like, I can like lift you up and.
Well, he could stand on the flying carpet as well.
I mean, also just like I am very kind of. You can't see them, but there's lots of like fungal spores around me now. That's a thing. I'm a druid now. I did that.
I am a Patreon. I told you it was gonna happen.
You got one. I believe it's called Circle of the Spores.
Oh.
I do mushrooms and stuff.
Like socks?
Why does that not?
Oh, actually, yeah. And I you cast Find Familiar and bring out my little Myconid friend.
Yeah, as you see, how tall is this guy? I'll let you describe his description as the party.
He kind of changes. He doesn't because it's the whole like thing with Myconids, isn't it? They're all part of like a
cycle.
central. Yeah, that's part of a cycle, and they're part of like a central kind of group where they all speak through each other, kind of thing. So it's a different looking guy every time. The same Myconid. Same like.
But what's the one that they see here? Like how
the
tall?
one that you see here is about, I'd say, a foot tall. He's red, and is kind of like, you know, kind of like a humanoid mushroom thing.
Yeah, and he
Humanoid
kind of like
fungus thing. Yeah,
he stands there and just like a little hand comes up.
But it's not a sproutling then. Just so there's a difference between okay.
You would know sproutlings are more tied to the Fae, and they eventually grow massive, and then they start off very, very small. This appears to be a micronid sproutling, which is a smaller version, but of like a fungal mushroom folk that quite often let's have roll me a history check to see if you've heard of the word, and anyone can roll this if they wish. Obviously Grin doesn't need to, but everyone else can. Okay, so we got a 9 from Maeve and a 25 from Shion. Maeve, you're unsure exactly the whereabouts, but you can see that they you know mushrooms like dark environments, so you'd probably assume like underground. Shion, you would know deep beneath the earth, where the deep roads and a place called the Underdark is down there. These creatures thrive, but as you see one, you also know that they have kind of like a shared sentience with like their hive, so you would know that they commune all as one, basically.
This is Kanasha, Gortharax, Devascent, Blackenberry, the Enblightened One, or Ken, and him and his many other parts of him, his horde I guess the thing he's connected to, they took root in my home. So I got back and they helped me with druid stuff. And now they live in my home and protect it. And also one of them comes with me every now and then.
That's adorable.
Nice. I'll let Socks out of the ring as well to let the mushrooms meet.
Yeah, and Socks pops out. And Grint, you haven't seen him for a little while. He looks to have grown maybe an inch or two. And the rest of the party wouldn't really notice because they see him day in, day out. But yeah, you've noticed quite a growth, dramatic growth change.
Well, hello, Socks.
Socks yelps.
I let my little familiar kind of head over there.
Yeah, and you see them kind of like eyeing each other up for a while. It almost looks like it's gonna break out into a scrap until Socks sees food and then starts eating some and then just share some.
Got ya.
Yeah, as the two of them kind of there's a potted plant near someone's tent and they're just ripping the leaves off of the potted plant.
That's so
Yep,
brutal.
that
So
sucks.
Well, just a comment to Maeve and Sylvan. He's become such a good boy.
I know, we've raised him well on the road, haven't we?
Well,
He shares his food.
as much as we could, isn't it?
Hmm.
Maybe we should focus on that more. But he didn't fight.
Well,
He's been nice.
Hey, no, he's been a good little sproutling. He's a good boy. So, Grind, I have to ask, have you shaped yet? Like, have you wild shaped yet, or has it just been?
Not yet, actually. So, from what I can tell, when the Enlightened One has been teaching me things, to bring out the kind of mushroom creatures, the myconids that I commune with to learn more about my druidic powers, that takes up some of my ability to be able to shift and take other forms. So far, I haven't really had any reason to take on any other shapes. I've mostly been using it to make more of these creatures so that I can learn more.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I was just curious. It's such a weird, like the first time it happens by accident that you just feel your bones crack and you're not really sure what's happening.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
definitely felt my bones crack before,
Oh,
many a
yeah,
time. So many, like all of them. You know that time I died? Definitely felt all of my bones crack. On that note, actually, I broke off its finger and turned it into an amulet.
Okay. Whose finger?
The golem that killed me. I took its fist and I broke off its finger and turned it into an amulet.
See, I'm not the only weird one, guys.
But the amulet's now magically powered.
I don't
Maeve, I fear it's contagious.
Yeah.
And I fear
Maybe
Gwent
us.
is kind of.
Maybe it's a druid thing. I mean, remember, he did this after he was saved by Maeve, so maybe it's a druid thing. Maybe
No, this was pure hate and vengeance. This was
Maybe Maeve
this
is a
was
host.
pure vengeance.
Andros,
What if
at this,
I'm the corrupted?
at this moment, you see a figure stood behind Carvox, all in black, and it's at this moment that you realize Winters is stood nearby, and he catches your like eye line, and he just nods and then waits patiently by the side.
Okay. While they're all conversing, I will slip over to him and just wait, like, just kind of let them talk for a bit, and then wait for Winters to talk to me, I guess.
Yeah, as you then like slip out from the pack as their conversation continues. It is good to see you, friend.
It's good to see you, friend. How are you been?
We have been fine. We have struck a deal with Arkenvale, and we will continue to work as the requisition, but for less criminal gains.
Oh, that's good, right? I mean, that's a good outcome.
To an extent, yes.
Right.
I just wanted to wish you well on your travels. We fought side by side quite some time ago, and I understand both of our tasks in this are a huge undertaking. So, good luck, and remember, Ash and Howl would have wanted you to come out of this the other end.
Yeah. You know, uh, they gave. I mean, you probably saw, but I've been carrying her necklace. I met the people that she used to work with. Maeve's dad
Yes.
was a member of that group and knows
The
of her.
Unbound.
Yeah, the Unbound.
Some of their ranks are here with us.
Yeah.
I do not know much of what is going on behind the walls. But I do know that they plan on resurrecting the dragon. And I do know that they have a blue orb in which they are infusing with it.
Yeah. They do.
For what means, I do not know. But my spies have indicated that for something such as this to be resurrected, they need lives of others. They
Okay.
may be planning on sacrificing their own or the prisoners that they have held within their ranks.
Prisoners?
One of which has been taken for quite some time. A mage of the Tri-Spires, Tor Tordust, has been used in their efforts and has been scrying on your troop ever since they left Arkenvale.
Wait, he's been scrying on us?
From the reports that indicate, they bleed him dry each day, forcing him to scry on your group as well as influential members of Arkenvale.
That's
He is still alive, but has been there months.
Months. When could they have grabbed him? Was it during the Arkenvale attack?
During the attack on Arkenvale is when they took him, as well as a few other Tri-Spire wizards and noblemen and women which they took during the attack.
Is there any named people that we should be wary of that they've took?
The only one of greater importance would be Tortor Dust, as he was one of the higher-up teachers of the divination arts, which is what you would do to perceive things that should not be perceived. I have a feeling this is how they found another orb.
Where was this other orb at?
It was in a ruin in Quirin, in a tomb.
Oh, that's great. That is.
They have taken it from the clutches of the tomb, and from what I understand, it is rather a powerful being.
A being?
Trapped within. They plan to infuse the orb into the dragon itself, so his consciousness would be within the dragon's body.
Oh, wow, that's great. Do they have a name for this being that's trapped in there, or we just know it's just a...
I do not know of it. My spies have only managed to uncover bits and pieces individually from talking with those within the fortress. They are all under guise of Dragonborn worshippers, and those, some of which have managed to guise themselves as tungsten wolves.
It's good.
I've told all of this to Eliash and Co. after our meeting here, as some of it has recently come to fruition. I thought you best know, being as you are one of the few groups entering, and it may come in handy, valuable information such as this.
Yeah, we'll have to try to... If we find them, I mean, save all of them if we can.
I'll tell you now. It's below the main halls. There is an entryway that leads deeper into the mountain, where
Right.
lava rivers flow. That is where you will find the dragon.
Dragon. Okay. Thank you. winners. I appreciate it for all the help you've done. I mean, you've helped us out quite a bit in the past.
If it helps you, take this. And he unsheaths a silvered dagger
Mm-hmm.
as he spins it across his knuckles and places it in the palm of your hand. You feel like a sheen to this as it seems to like almost guide your hand as you move it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a +2 silver dagger.
Hmm.
And it grants advantage on all attacks with it.
Oh,
As
okay.
it seems to guide you and cut swiftly, but it is only a +2 silver dagger.
Right.
But it gives you advantage on all attacks with the dagger.
Okay.
And you see in the hilt, you see the original B, which you know was to be for the Bernados before they became the Requisition.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One of Kingston's family heirlooms. May it serve you well.
I appreciate you. After this, I do plan on talking to the Requisition a bit. As I might need some work. And who better to ask, right?
Well, if it comes to it and we both make it out of this, I'm sure the two of us can combine our efforts to do great things and not so great things. And he smiles.
Keep that in mind.
I'll let you be with your people.
Thank you.
Places a hand on your shoulder and then walks back into the tent.
And I'll sheathe the dagger on my belt.
And I imagine while all that was going on, Grint was maybe showing a few more, like the micronid and a few other bits. And yeah, you guys were just conversing as Andros then comes back to the group.
So yeah, so these guys, they all like talk to me in my head, which is crazy. Apparently, like, because I'm breathing in these spores, they can like just travel into my brain and speak to me like that. It's really weird, but it's really cool. I love being a. Oh hey, Andros, welcome back.
Hey.
Okay. But do you also hear Maeve in your head or just the spores?
Maeve, think of something. Think real hard.
Okay, I'm thinking of something.
Do I hear it?
Is it cheese and wine?
No.
Okay. No,
Okay.
it's just the spores.
So
that's a
Maeve
shame.
is no patron, and no, Grint is not a warlock. Okay.
Did I get it right though?
I'm
Cheese
just
and
writing
wine?
stuff down. Just continue.
So, how was that chat, Andros? You went off somewhere.
Um,
Was I boring you?
we might have been having people watching us or trying to watch us over the past however long it's been. The Tunskin wolves and the Drake people seem to have turtle dust in their clenches and have been torturing him. And there is a being trapped in that blue orb that they are going to transfer into the dragon.
Oh boy.
And if we know anything about the orbs, maybe that is connected to what is going on. Do we know if Malakesh is linked to the orb? Did we ever figure that out?
Last time I spoke Malakash, he seemed like some sort of being, not trapped at least.
Well, I would like to argue, since somehow by the way, that blue orb was found in Quirin, which is even crazier that one of them seemed to have Malakesh with them all of a sudden, which they had Kata. So if everything is starting to piece together a little bit, I would assume that blue orb houses our good friend Malakesh, and they're going to insert Malakesh into this dragon, which is now going to free Malakesh from maybe his own shackles and cause havoc. That won't be very natural. It's going to put that out there.
Right. So what is the other orb? Why?
Maybe they're both connected to him. Maybe he's had two the whole time.
Or
She-
maybe
she-
it's like a yin and yang
Maybe.
situation.
Or maybe Malakesh has a brother somewhere and he's trapped in an orb.
Shion,
Her
what did you say that was in the orb again? Was it a soul of a dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So what if Malakash is just a being, but he doesn't have a soul? And to actually resurrect a dragon, you need a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And then the terror of, well, the history will be back and will be ravaging the country, the continent. But it's also like a, oh, this gives me a headache.
Well, this almost feels like finding out about my family, but now it's your patron, ex-patron.
I'm just curious. If they already have an orb with a soul in it, why do they need two?
They don't need to. They just need sacrifices, which is what they're going to use Turtle Dust to do. And a bunch of other Tri-Spired people. So now it makes me believe the attack on Arkenvale wasn't really a full-on, hey, let's destroy the city. It was to, hey, let's get people to capture and use to resurrect our long-forsaken dragon.
So, if I'm following, you guys have a orb
Yep.
with some turtle dust in
No,
it.
no, you're lost, buddy. You are very lost.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
know.
worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll just hang out with this little green
You-
dude.
you
And
know-
as I go over to Green, I try and like eat one of the spores to get that like
Mm.
going around him.
Did it work? Can you hear them?
What was that, dude?
You know the many voices of the enlightened one. Can you hear him?
Oh, dude.
Oh, God.
If you listen, there's music and voices all around us, dude.
This is true. They do speak in music.
When did our group become Looney Tunes?
long time ago.
What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
Oh, it's a great book. You'll love it.
You and your books.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Okay. I actually want to talk about something that's related to what's going on.
Okay.
Or I have a okay.
That would be a change. Yes, please, Maeve.
There's something that I've been thinking about doing, but I don't want to do it myself. But if we are planning to attack tomorrow, then this could potentially help. I have a spell that lets me or anyone that I want enter someone's dream. And that person that goes into that dream can relay a message or, create a nightmare. I don't know. I'm just thinking it wouldn't be the worst thing to have Ariel maybe have a nightmare about how resurrecting the dragon goes horribly wrong and she just sees all her people slain. And I don't, you know what I'm getting at? Or something in that.
I would like to believe as someone like her, she's seen most of her people die. I mean, she's told us about this crazy thing that happened in the past, or at least we've heard about it. I think she has nothing to lose at this point, and I think that giving her a nightmare is just maybe gonna push her plans a little bit more forward than backward.
But
I have to disagree on Ross. I think Maeve has a point.
It doesn't have to be what I'm saying. We can do anything. Well,
No,
I mean, I
but
think we can, there's a lot we can do. It doesn't have to be.
From all the people we know there, she's the only one who has something to lose. Her people. Like, he doesn't give a crap. He wants power. Ezekiel, he wants power. But Ariel, you heard her story. She wants revenge for what happened, and she wants revenge for her people. But if her people perishes, she has nothing. Then she is dangerous. If we can stop it before that.
Put a nightmare in her brain, like some sort of vision where
Exactly
reviving this thing kills her and all her people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
you could go a step further and have them betray each other in the dream. Maybe I don't know. If you guys turned on me, I'd be totally against it. You know.
We could have betray her, or Ivan, or both.
Or we could even do it where there's two paths. You have the initial path, which is you go ahead with this resurrection and her and all of her people die, or she can turn on them and then her and all of her people rule the continent or something.
Mm.
At this
I
moment,
think
the tent doors open as you see Eliash walk out, and she seems to be walking out of haste, and then suddenly stops and is like, "Oh, you're all together already. Well, that makes finding you all so much easier. Have you really not moved at all since leaving the tent?"
Nope. We've just
Right.
been
Well,
hanging out.
I just sent
No.
message to her. You know these guys, you know.
she smiles. Well, I'm glad that I've caught you all in this time then. I've just been speaking with Kellum of the Eleneston Forests, also one of the Blade Singers and current commander of his regiment that is here. We have decided as a council that Grint, you will accompany the Iron Vortex as you have worked beside them and worked with them, but in the previous times. Sorry, I don't believe we've met. Who are you? As she looks at Carvox, who's just also stood there.
I'd like to think like Carvox is a little bit like, wow, like starstruck by her. And he's just like a little bit nervous, like, oh, I'm just a little, I'm just a dude. Nice to meet you. I'm Carvox. Somewhere you may have seen a cactus walking around. He's with me. These are my friends. They're sort of like my groupies in my band, you know.
He's a
And
legendary
you
rock
are
star.
you
Right.
are who? Sorry.
Eliash Jorgenstead, one of the headmistresses of the Tri-Spires in Arkenvale. Also one of the commanders for the current upcoming war that we are about to have with the Ashen, the Spires of Ash, which is led by the Lady of Ash. Yes.
So wait, if you guys already knew Carvox before today, does that mean he can like fight?
Yeah, he's cool. He helped a lot. Like, we would probably not be here if it wasn't for him. So
Well,
He's
even better, he can accompany you all if willing.
Oh yeah, no. If you
Great, I'll
guys are
take that as a
down,
yes.
yeah.
Also,
I would
Eliash, just as a little thing.
Yes.
Whilst I very much love the opportunity to work with all of my friends here in the Iron Vortex again, don't make decisions on my behalf, like ever.
Master Grint, I understand that you like to take your own destiny by the reins, but unfortunately, we believe that for our best efforts, not my orders, but those commanding the armies, as well as Andros's father, who has now joined us with the tactical side of things, we have decided it would be best for someone of your caliber and your tactfulness to be able to assist the Iron Vortex, as they quite often have very unorthodox methods of dealing with situations, and we would believe that someone such as yourselves, someone a bit of a straight arrow, may I add, may be able to rein them in slightly, as they will be under your command.
Yeah, sure thing.
Under whose command?
Yeah.
She
Oh, yeah,
glares
that's-
at you, Andros.
that's totally how things are definitely gonna go. Yep.
I look at Arcturus, I'm just like, who's in charge of us now?
From my understanding, Grint proved a valuable asset in the sea serpent that you all fought of Craddock. From my understanding, he took the reins and led the charge into the sea serpent's lair. From my understanding, Grint is a masterful tactician that would be of value and an asset to your
Yeah. I'm like almost throwing up a mouth.
We'll be happy.
Great.
We'll be happy to take him.
And we have all the wisdom of the enlightened one.
Oh dear.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Carvox the Enlightened One, but I will now leave this, these matters to your own for you to discuss. We will prepare for the morn. And she steps back into the tent.
Arcturus would like to talk to you. And I pat Arcturus forward.
She turns back. Well, he knows where to find me then.
Oh.
And she walks back into the tent.
Well, never mind.
Real subtle, Ombros.
I'm trying to help you out. Listen, dude, you could die the next day. You might as well put the thing, nail in the coffin.
Have you still not made that move yet?
Who?
I haven't seen her ever since.
He hasn't even. No, bro, he had so many opportunities. He was sending messages to her so many times and didn't even say a thing. Didn't even say, like.
And you can't seal the deal?
Oh, bro, I've been trying so hard to seal this deal with it, and he's just.
I don't know what deal you guys.
Go seal it. Just
Hey,
go in there and
as your
talk to
leader,
her.
I command you to seal the deal.
Yes! Hey, you gotta listen. That's your commander now.
I'm totally in charge here.
Go in there and
definitely
talk
know
to
what I'm
her.
doing.
Go.
Ask my sister. I've not been one to follow orders.
Go in there and talk to her.
Whilst this is happening, I'd like to cast Bardic Inspiration on Arcturus.
Okay, yeah. So you get, is it a D10?
It is a D10. Yeah.
D10 now. So for the next minute, you do have a D10 to use.
Patty's frozen for me.
Yeah, Patty's.
It's all good.
Patty's having an experience. Okay, there.
Okay, we'll just keep going. Yeah, go in there and talk to her.
Not now. Why? Why now?
If not now, then when?
Okay. Then I guess I'll follow.
I will just, as he goes, like I just mess him. Don't forget about the magic water.
Magic.
Oh, the thing Arcturus did, the magic thing from the.
I messaged him with a spell. You guys.
I'll just look back at Hart. I'm like,
yeah, and you go in.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay, and we'll cut to Arcturus as you do walk in, and you speak to. We'll have Paddy back in just a second. Don't worry. But as you speak to Eliash, who is like rooting through some paperwork and like signing some stuff and sending it off to different people, and as you walk on in, she looks up at you but carries on doing what she's doing. You wish to speak to me? Now is probably the most opportune time before I end up in more meetings to do with tactical retreats of the armies if things go pear-shaped.
Oh, I figured as much. I don't know where to start. I found maybe found a cure for your illness.
She stops, like she's like quill out, stops what she's doing, and then looks at you.
You remember the stories about a certain tree in Quirin that seems to heal people?
She places the quill down and like stands up straight. Yes.
Well, I have no idea if this is working or if anything, if this has a chance, but I managed to get some of the dew. And
I thought the tree was a folklore, stuff of legend, something that people used to make up to make those feel better before death.
Well, I can assure you that the tree is certainly real because we were standing on top of it. The tree is real. If the stories about the healing powers are true, I do not know. The only thing I know is this is the juice, the sap, I don't know what to call it, from the tree. The dew that seems to be responsible for healing and curing wounds. And I don't know, and I did not have the time to actually study it and to brew something to give it to you, so you can heal yourself. But I want you to have this, because if anything can save you, this might be it.
You have given me. I'd almost given up. You think this will really work?
Hey, we are scientists. We don't follow the bound paths. If you believe this is like a folklore story, then why don't believe this is actually gonna happen? This is gonna help you. You have the world's brightest, brilliant minds in your area. Use it. It can help you.
Thank you, Arcturus. I don't think you understand the severity of what this could achieve.
This is very difficult for me to say. But do you know, I would have spent more time with you. Like, the promise we made that we are gonna make a research project about temporal magic, about creating portals to other realms. It was also a meaning to be near you.
You see
So-
her cheeks go a little flush as a little bit of red goes in her cheeks as she like looks up at you. Thank you. Everyone only sees me as a means to an end, usually. It's nice to have someone think of me more than that.
Oh, I can relate to being around here for a while. Makes you unappreciated with others. So I know what you're going through.
People like you and me end up gaining a reputation as an expectation. I'd like to spend more time with you too, Arcturus, but it all depends on how tomorrow goes.
Oh, first let's make it out alive.
Maybe if you have some time this evening, we could have a chat.
That would be lovely.
She grabs your hands and just like holds them. Hold on to this until you see me later. And then she kisses you on the cheek and she turns around to continue her duties.
And I just whisper like, I will.
And you see across the room your sister like watching you. And then she smiles and carries on with what she's doing.
I'll smile back and I'll just turn around. And if you can say like, I'm a blue guy, I don't know if I can like turn another color.
I think you go a little purple.
Yeah.
It's probably the color you go, yeah.
Something like that. And
Yeah.
I walk out the tent and the guys can clearly see that something might have happened.
He's definitely a little flush as he walks out of the tent.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Hmm?
How'd it go?
Oh, good.
What does that mean?
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, I want to roll an insight. I want
Yeah,
insight on this.
Just, I'll just message you, Arcturus, and just be like, That seems to have gotten well. Good that we had that lady talk. I need that help too.
I'll just look at Erhard and just wink like. So do you want me to roll something to?
Well, I'll be honest. I think with how flush you are coming out and the answers, I think if the only like a 5 or below, people wouldn't be able to read it, but everyone can tell it went well. To know exactly what happened, they wouldn't know just from your face, but you can clearly see on Arcturus's face that he's pleased with the outcome.
Grint runs up, jumps, and wraps his arms around you, giving you a hug.
So are you basically now
Yes,
humping my leg,
boy.
or?
No, I look. I can jump high.
I'm
got
almost
good
as tall as
athletics.
Ross, but just a bit shorter.
Hey, I've got good athletics.
Yo, that is awesome, Arcturus. I know this will be a chapter in the final book of when all this is over. You know, the journey of the Iron Vortex, a chapter in there. You know, love is real. That's gonna be the title. Love is real.
You guys, you know I was already planning on staying here, like doing research, but it's nice to have a more valid reason to stay.
Listen.
I'm also still here.
Yeah. Also,
course.
Arcturus, would you rather have gone into the battle tomorrow, not letting out your emotions now, instead of maybe not coming back and, you know, you never got to tell someone how you truly feel? Or, I mean...
Ross, you know emotions only distract from the thing that has to be done.
I like to think emotions make someone stronger, in a sense. You know?
Or weaker?
I think stronger. I think it's in the right place. It's stronger.
Exactly. Look at you guys. If you have like fighting for something and you're like, hey, let's go, you get stronger. I remember Erhard covering behind a wall because he was scared to fight. So emotions.
I did fight.
Well, it depends on what the emotion is.
And I still hide.
Depends on the emotion, you know.
Erhard on the back.
It's how you take it.
Don't you worry, guys. I was planning on staying here, not leaving back to my own home. Look, like I don't have anything in, and let's be honest, my sister is also here, and by the looks of it, I don't think she's leaving.
What do you mean?
There's this other guy. What's his name again? Dabin.
Aaron.
Darren. Thank you, Grint. Darren. They seemed like they have a connection or something. So I think my sister is staying here too. So why not stay as well? I have you guys, my friends. I have my sister. And let's be honest, I potentially found love in this realm. So why not stay?
You know, that reminds me of something I used to hear as a kid. A song my mom used to sing me. We found love in a hopeless face. We found love in a hopeless place.
And that is where we're going to cut to a break. So we're all going to take a quick 5-10 minute break. We'll come back as the party will begin to settle down for the evening, going to speak to the people that they wish to speak to, having those conversations, sorting those certain things out. And then when we come back, we will wrap those little bits up before we all have that long rest before the next morning. So, guys, back in like 5 or 10 minutes. See you in a second. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back. Tell us what drinks you got. Tell us what snacks you got. I'm drinking Pepsi. What do you guys got?
I forgot to fill up my water.
Chris, oh no, if you want to go quickly now, by all means, we
No,
don't
it's
have
all
to
good.
do. Okay,
Nah,
yeah.
no, I'll be fine for the rest
Sure.
of the session.
Okay. But yes, we are coming back to the party as they all go about and do their own individual things. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with Carvox. As Carvox, everyone kind of like drifts off and begins to go do their own thing. Erhard is still with you because you two are conversing about music and maybe introducing to Arcadius when Pokes comes walking around the corner, or should I say waddling around the corner, as Pokes comes back and says, Carvox, I have managed to requisition a small staging area for you to perform for the troops. We believe that this would raise morale for them, as the sound and the cacophony of your musical expertise may invigor them to make sure that they are ready and willing and vicious as always for the fight ahead of them. We do believe that there are a few talented musicians within the area as well, but if you have any other aides which you wish to join you, by all means, would you like to go now? And then he looks up towards you, Ahad, as well.
Erhard, sounds like I've got a show to perform. I don't know, like, do you want to join me on stage or?
Well, if you want the company, and if you would like, I mean, my friend, I'm sure he will like to come if I can find him on the way.
Yeah, we could go together.
Sure, the more the merrier. Haven't done this in a while. Like, you know, the party they're not that into it.
All right, let's go. Pokes, lead the way, little dude.
Follow me and my short legs, as he turns around and starts waddling towards the staging area. And as you guys are going off, Olaf swoops back down towards you, Ahad, and you see in the distance the brightly coloured visage of Arcadius and Sognar as the two of them are just walking through the tents. They see you, and then they come on over as, they walk on over. I assume you say like, "Hey, we're gonna go perform on a stage," and they both join you.
Cool.
I'd like
and then
to say
as we walk, we'll just kind of talk about, you know, the plans, the things that are going down.
Yeah.
Just hoping that they will be fine, and if
They do
they might
inform
want to
you-
help some of my friends, I would really appreciate it, but they shouldn't. I want to
Yeah.
see them again.
They do inform you that they are not frontline. They are support mage casters. Arcadius is more healing on the backline of the army. Lawina is a messenger between the backlines of the army, and Sognar is primarily helping troops fly. As some of the druids are unable to wild shape into flightless flight creatures, so he is casting fly on multiple of those. So there's going to be flying bears and such that will be assisting in this fight because he has quite a lot of support magic.
Well, I'm glad that they get to help, and honestly, glad that they're not too far into it. So
Yeah, that definitely
stay
more
safe.
towards the back. Yeah.
I think whilst this is happening, as we're walking through, I also cast dancing lights. So there's like a very obvious like lights on us, like almost like stage lights, like flashing around, you know. And we're sort of like got a swag walk going, and Erhard's probably behind. Like,
well,
what have I got?
I will
myself into?
actually do, like, while I'm talking to them, like once in a while, like do some prestigation and just have some faint musical notes go with the dancing lights, and just enhance that. Like they will also go like.
Okay. And Sognar isn't playing with you.
Yeah.
But what he will do is, because he has the spell slots and he doesn't need them, he will twin spell major image to have two dancers behind you guys. So there's two
Nice.
dancers on the stage. They are feline tabaxi like belly dancers behind you two that are just like vibing with the rhythm. And he's just kind of like, you just see him like stood in the crowd, just kind of like flicking his finger as he's like making them like shake towards like different directions, and like he's controlling the dance. While Arcadius will cast thaumaturgy on all three of you to make your music sound louder than it actually is, so it like echoes throughout the tents a little bit and making it more accessible to those that aren't within the direct vicinity. But
as we perform, I think I will just use my motivational song, since we like, just to enhance it. Obviously it's limited to the number of creatures, but just to like for the effect, so to speak.
Yeah, no, perfect.
Make it,
What I would like from both of you is both of you a performance check, and as you have Sognar and Arcadius, you both have an advantage because they are basically assisting you guys. And
Can I give bardic inspiration to Carvox?
You can.
And I will give bardic inspiration to Erhard.
Nice. Okay, so Erhard, you get a D10, and
Is
Carvox gets.
Arcadius joining as well?
He is, but he's giving advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. What does Carvox get? Is it a D4 or
D6.
D6. There you go.
So
performance advantage. Carvox of a D6.
Oh my
Erhard
dear
of a
lord.
D10.
That's not great.
So roll a D10 as well, Erhard.
I will actually go for lucky with that.
Okay.
That's nice.
Nice.
So
okay.
19 plus 10, you say?
Plus a D10, yep.
So
oh my lord.
Okay. So we have a 26 for Carvox, and we have a 20 for Erhard. As the pair of you, not straight off the bat, you do like a little warm up first, and you both kind of look at each other like you're not on the same wavelength. And then Carvox, you lead into it, and then Erhard, you begin to back up. And then with Arcadius's music, the thaumaturgy, the dancing lights, the dancers, the musical notes, and the whole entourage in total, it will inspire. And with the magic that you've cast as well, Erhard, to invigorate everyone, I will say it will inspire all of the troops that are going into this war, as it is echoing throughout the camp. And the roles that will take place to see how well they do in this war, which I have ready and lined up, will be advantage.
Nice.
So they will be D100 rolls at advantage. So when that comes to the time, I will roll for that. Okay, thank you very much. So as we pan from you, Erhard, is there anything else that you wish to do? Anyone you wish to speak to?
I wanted to go speak to Eliash.
Yep.
If I can't find him immediately, maybe I will look for Arcturus because I know, they vibing. And yeah. But I would like to talk to her about the artifact, because obviously she knows more potentially about the artifact, about the tower, about her friend. Oh god, the name of that mage.
Zoil Zabenta?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you do find Eliash, and Eliash does inform you that really now isn't the best time to be doing an investigation for such things. But she does say to you that after all of this is over tomorrow, if we're still standing, she's more than happy to dedicate hours to assist you in unlocking its secrets.
Cool.
But she
be
does
very glad. Yeah.
she does tell you that the orb itself is extremely old ancient magic that was 100% an artifact of oh my god, his name escapes me.
Orthodox,
thank you very much. Orthodox's magical like trinkets that he would have used. It is definitely that sort of era of like ancient magic.
So it's almost like a family heirloom is what I'm gonna respond to that.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, you've got that one ring remaining.
Yeah. I'll just hold it, keep it safe.
Cool.
Look at it once in a while. It's quite mesmerizing. And yeah, I won't do anything foolish. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, awesome. Is there anyone else that Erhard wish to speak to?
I think I'm pretty much
maybe hang out with
We'll
Luina,
just
Arcadius, and
hang
Sokka?
out with Luina and stuff because
Nice.
obviously we didn't really get to the last time, and
you get a good few hours just relaxing, catching up, and having a good chat. And from the sounds of it, all three of them are doing quite well. It looks like they're planning on maybe sticking around Elenasta for a little while, maybe Sychel. It looks like it seems safe for them at least. And what with the different variety of magical availability in Sychel as well, like the mage academies, the bard colleges and such that are there, they're all quite interested in maybe integrating themselves within Sychel's.
Well, I will also share with them that if we live through this, I have other places I want to be, but I definitely feel I need to, I don't know, catch up on, I don't know, my history, which is my dad in Sychel and the, I don't know, academy that he was part of and researching and all that, and well, even more so over in the Feywild, and especially directed towards Luina, who she probably still hasn't gotten her memories back, or has she figured that out with Arcadius?
She has not.
So I will also tell her, like, we need to get that figured out, because I feel there's still trouble, and I'm not sure about the people that we knew, what happened to them. So yeah, I definitely want to go back and try and figure that out. Maybe even go back to my ancestral home there, back in the Feywild.
Yeah. And yeah, you spend that time with them, and yeah, you have some heartfelt moments, some reunion, but no longer under the shackles of Mummy Fortuna. And yeah, you guys just get to be free and have a night to remember before the calm before the storm, as they say. But we will pan over to Shion, who I assume is probably casting Sending quite a lot to her father before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Oh
You
yeah.
converse back and forth with him about the events, and I imagine the goings on of what's happening with you at the moment as well.
Yeah, that, and I wish to put a cone of cold in my
Yeah.
ring of spell storing again, and I would also like to pay a little visit to some kind of quartermaster and get myself a snake tongue and honeycomb, which sounds really random, but I'm pretty sure they have some.
They have exactly what you need. They're more than willing to give you some. Yeah,
Yeah,
not a
okay.
problem. Yeah,
And
and I assume Shion finds the comfiest looking place.
Oh yeah.
Get some poor squire boy to fetch her wine, cheeses, or whatever, and gets everything hand delivered to her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice, nice, awesome. We will go over to Grint. Grint, what are you up to?
I'm muting myself there. So for Grint, I believe there's something that Ondros wanted to do, and he said that I can tag along.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll do that, and then once that bit's done, I'm going to go and find Derek and Darzia. I
Two
will.
members of the Northern Rocks, a elven woman and is it half orc?
Yes.
Yes, half orc man.
And I'll apologize to them that I won't be fighting with them tomorrow anymore. We'll all swear to each other that we'll try not to get killed. And then whilst the music's playing and everyone's having a good time out here, we'll probably take a chance to sneak away into a tent.
Nice.
And revisit some old times, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, why don't you roll me a performance check, and we'll leave it at that. As you head on into a tent with some old accomplices, some old friends.
Can I have advantage?
Sure.
19.
That'll do. Yeah. We won't speak any more on that matter. But before all of that happened, Ondros, why don't we cut over to you, because I think you and Grint wanted to do something.
Yeah, I will. Because I've told Grant about my dad, and I would ask him to tag along with me to go talk to him one last time before we leave, and just allow them two to introduce. And yeah, I'll just ask him if he would be willing to tag along with me.
Yeah, I'd love to meet your father.
And yeah, I'll just take him over to where I last saw my dad, which I'm pretty sure he's probably still there, and just walk in and say hi.
Yeah, and you do so. You introduce Grint. They had very brief introductions just before you guys reunited. But yeah, you guys go on in. You get acquainted. You notice with your father, Ondros, he seems the most relaxed he's been since you have rekindled with him. Almost like this is kind of like second nature to him, and he's kind of just filled straight back into that rank, and it's given him a purpose, a drive, and a motive to do something. So it's taken his mind away from the things that were clearly bothering him. They're clearly still there in the back of his head,
Yeah.
but he realizes that there's something he can do now as opposed to something he can dwell on now. So he's definitely taken a stride into the role and is assisting with orders of command, flanks, and all sorts of stuff like that. And he's kind of giving his experience, which it appears to be greatly appreciated from someone that's actually had that sort of frontline military experience, because it's lacking in a lot of, especially for a commanding role, it's lacking for a lot of the troop here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just I'll give him a hug, and I'll just I'll remind him that usually before we go out to battle, he usually gives me a very stern talking to about how I shouldn't be doing dumb stuff. I should keep my head focused. And I will be saying it this time, and I'll just
To him.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, and just
well, he definitely informs you he will not be going to the fight.
Yeah.
He's not battling, but he is being a tactician from the camp and planning the fight ahead. And if there needs to be a change in tactics, he's helping lead that sort of tactical change from the rear.
As he should. And yeah,
because he's in no fit state to fight at the moment.
Yeah, and I'll tell him that I'll be fine. I will be back, and that we'll plan what we do from there after all this ends. And yeah, we'll just tell him that yeah, just dad and son
and
talk.
you see the person that he seems to like gravitate to the most out of everyone that's here besides you and Grint is a Minotaur warrior by the name of Torax, who also seems to be heavily involved in some of the warriors of Kavok, seems to be their sort of general, and he seems to be having many conversations as the Minotaurs of Kavoks that will be on the front lines. He seems to be kind of like positioning them, and the two seem to be conversing quite intently. But yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah,
just as we walk back, I'll say something to Andros. You said there that you're promising your father that you're going to make it back. As that's the case, I have a favor to ask. And I take out a letter and I hand it to Andros. I'm not very good at making it back. I think we've come to realize that. This is for my girls, so they know who I am if I fall.
I do take the letter, but I look at Grint and I hug his small little body, and
I've got 4 charges on it today, haven't I?
I'll just
4 charges of what? Sorry.
Enlarge.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll enlarge so I can hug you
sweet.
properly.
Yeah, and I'll hug him, and I'll just tell him. Last time we went into deep waters, we had our issues in the beginning, but I never would let you freely just not make it back. I told you have kids, and I promise you I'd help you. If you're not making it back, I'm sure as hell ain't. And that is my promise.
This is my
warrior
routine.
to warrior. This is warrior to warrior promise. I won't leave you like I have my other best friend.
All right. I guess neither of us are dying then.
No, we're not.
Yeah, and the
Come
two
on.
of you head off into the camp, still hearing the music blaring from the stage. Maeve, what are you up to?
I would have maybe taken in my time with Socks out as well to find Callum. Maybe hanging around the concert that's happening at the same time, just around the back of it, not at the front row.
Yep. Just the two of you just hanging out, rekindling, having those final few hours to kind of, reminisce of old times and just be in the company of someone that you feel comfortable around as well, outside of your, usual group.
Yeah,
sort of
it just didn't feel like we had the chance to actually talk, especially because he was on duty the whole time, and so it was nice to actually get a chance, especially with Doomday around the corner.
Yeah, and I'd say during your conversing, at one point he like grabs your hand and just like holds it, and he just says to you, basically, promise me you'll be safe.
I promise I'll be safe, but I can't promise that we'll see each other again.
And he just smiles. He lets go of your hand, and then he raises up a bracelet, and he taps on it, and he looks at you. And then he walks off into the crowd as he's called away on duty once more. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think with that, Maeve ponders a little bit on her own, and she looks over to Socks and she sighs, and she's thinking about a way, if there's a way to contact Dianthus, but in her head she's trying to talk to her, but I don't think anything happens. So
yeah, you spend time to like not pray, but to like meditate and think and try to converse and break that barrier. And you feel that there is such a distance between you that the tether of connection between you two is just so thin. But even when you do think this, you feel a warm gust of air blow past you as some petals fly by. No trees in sight, maybe just some small shrubs nearby that people have brought here, or local fauna and flora. But you see a couple of petals with the same cherry blossom looking leaves that you once had a while back. And as you see them float past you, you just get a sense of comfort.
Yeah, and I kneel down next to Socks and I say to him in Sylvan, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I feel bad for keeping you around, but I don't know. I wish I could send you back home and come collect you if all is over, but I hope you go home if anything bad happens. I hope you poof out of this place like that weird toad did many months ago.
Yeah, and he just kind of looks up at you with his wide eyes, looking all cute, and just like runs at you and like grabs your arm and like hugs onto it.
Yeah, and I'll take him up on my shoulder and I'll walk back to, I guess, where I think I can maybe find like Carvox or Grind, because I still have a bit of a plan for I head to bed. So I'll see if I can realign with some of the others.
Yeah, not a problem. And Arcturus, what are you up
to? Well, understanding what happened before in the tent with Eliash, I figured like I have to go around the camp and I have to do talk to people I want to speak to. First of all, when I come out of the tent and everybody leaves, I'll ask Erhard to cast some ice magic on me just to fill up my my arm thingy.
Which he does. Yep.
I don't know how much damage he does.
Nah, you're all good. You're all good.
With the intent to
You're gonna
kill me,
get.
thank you.
You're gonna get a long rest out of it, but you do take 7 points of damage. But you're all
7
fine. You don't need
points.
to. Yeah, it hurts
Nasty.
a little bit, but you're
Nasty. Afterwards, I'll
mind
see...
you for a cantrip, yeah.
Okay. I won't forget this. No, after that, I will seek out my sister because I want to speak to her. I don't know if you want to RP that or just like I don't know if anything.
What do you wish to discuss with her?
Well, just stuff that happened in the past and stuff that happened in the future and it's gonna happen in the future and a bit of chit chat. I don't think it's.
Yeah, she basically tells you, she's already told you like the brief of the journey that she's been through, but she explains that once again she ended up here because the portal sucked her in along with research notes and all the other people that were with you, and during which she was attacked by creatures in the desert and slavers that tried to take her when Taryn's Northern Rocks saved her. And upon saving her, took her back to Sventus, where she spent many a month helping them build a better place just to live. She doesn't necessarily know how infrastructure works, but she's read so many books on so many different things that her knowledge was quite impeccable for the civilization that was there. And it meant that she was able to create a safe way of harvesting running water and a safe way of harvesting certain trees. And from her knowledge of the limited books that she's read, making better sustainable housing and like structures for people, so that it was just an easier sort of living space within that area. She also tells you a little bit more in depth that that's how she met Taran, and Taran went above and beyond to make sure that she had the necessary resources needed. And after a couple of months of him trying to woo her, she eventually succumbed, and she decided to, take his hand in a relationship where the two of them would be exclusive to one another. And yeah, they have began living with one another for the past couple of weeks until Grint arrived.
Motherfucker.
And then Grint arrived and took her from her home with Taran and dragged them
On a
through
bag.
Quirin to war.
It's my best mate, dude. I've got to.
Yeah, literally his best mate. But yeah, and then she explains how when they were traveling along the road, that's when Grint spotted a minotaur out in the desert, which they thought was hostile. Turned out to be this crazed rock star musician who's apparently quite good at what he does, according to Sesenia. And yeah, she tells you that, and I assume you regale a similar story of your adventures and everything that you've been through up until this point.
I can go through the entire campaign so far.
Yeah, sure. Why don't we do
another 80 episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
But imagine like the end of the episode, the end of the campaign, this was all like old Arcturus telling this story to his sister or something, I don't know.
Yeah, or his grandchildren in a rocking chair. Like,
yeah. You remember your uncle or something like that.
This is such a weird episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
but yeah, what else?
After we discussed these kind of things, obviously I hug her, I say goodbye to her because we don't know what happens after this.
Yeah, she also will tell you she's not in this war at all. She is staying here and will assist in any medical tents that she possibly can with just basic like medicinal bandages, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Upon that, I wish to bestow her with like one very important task. I did this before. I will hand her a letter as well. This is like the episode of letters. Note that said, it's not a nice title. This one is the same letter that I gave previously to Goloin, but it's opened. It has been rewritten, and I will give it to Sesenia with the message that, like, if I die, give this letter to Eliash.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, as you do so, you write the letter. She takes it from you. She nods, tucks it into part of her blouse, and yeah.
And then I guess if the evening progresses, I'll... The moment where everybody is waiting for, I'll seek out Eliash.
Yeah.
And I'll probably spend some time with her.
Yeah, you enter Eliash's tent, and we fade to black, and who knows what happens there. But what we will say is all of you, unless Carvox, did you have anything else you wanted to do?
Sorry, also, can I get a performance roll there?
I will get a performance roll from Arcturus maybe later if he decides he wishes to do anything of the kind. But for now,
maybe
I don't know if the
stream,
exact I don't know if the exact intent was for that to happen, but just spending time with her, I'm sure. Whereas Grint's intent was definitely something else. But Carvox, was there anything you wanted to do besides the performance?
I think right at the end, I'd like to dedicate the last song to the Braves, who I imagine are in the crowd.
Yes, yeah, there would be quite a few Braves.
The Braves would be the elite troop from the tribe I'm originally from in Kavak.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I roll insight, or do I see anybody that I recognize in the...
Yeah, I will say that you You do notice more towards the back there are quite a few braves that are just listening along. A mixture of Minotaur, half orc, and a few other different races that are there. They all kind of like lift an axe when you start singing, performing this song for the Braves, and then lower it. And then you do see your uncle, Torax, with the Braves, as he kind of looks up towards you, and as you play the final note and like look out, you make eyes with him, and your uncle nods and then turns back to do whatever he was doing at that time. But you do notice a nod of recognition, which is probably a lot more than you'd expect, at least from the last time you spoke to your uncle.
Yeah, we ended on pretty rough terms because he chose to be a musician, so rather than a fighter.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was all for Carvox, and then I guess he just goes back with Pokes and meets up with the others.
And all of you, at various different stages of the night, all arrive at your little campsite, your own individual little place where you can camp. As all of you sit round the fire, you have maybe an hour or so of conversing with yourselves. So yeah, guys, take it away. If there's any last bits you wanted to discuss with one another, any plans you wanted to do, or any tricks or spells you wanted to do before the night's rest. But yeah, we're about to cut into that night.
So we did have a plan earlier, right? But we're a lot more people now, isn't it? What are we gonna do about that?
I don't think that's the best plan anymore. We're not all gonna fit.
I
I
mean, I
think-
can turn into a little tiny thing now.
I think
Of
we should
course you
go.
can, yeah.
I think we should go with an Iron Vortex special. Of hey, let's just get there and do the thing.
Okay,
So,
that
just to
sounds like a great
clarify,
plan.
Yeah.
You've
we
just
always do.
spoken.
Yeah.
You've just spoken to your master tactician.
Yeah. Listen, he didn't really tell me much
And
about a plan.
The best thing you got from that was let's go there. And do
Listen.
the thing.
Here's what I was saying, right? I mean, we have a flying carpet. We have people who can turn into flying things. Right, we can get there. The idea of getting there is not the problem, right? The idea of the time of when we should get there is the problem.
It's all we can't be seen. We can't just take the carpet up there.
So my thing is, I can go invisible.
I can become an ant.
Exactly.
Dudes, I've still got this fancy pocket whistle. If you want to go into vapor form.
Oh
but
God, we
let me
can't do
know.
that.
What?
Oh, we
Well, that was
can't
very
No,
helpful
it's actually
last time.
it worked really well.
That's a really good plan.
It sounds great, but no one's really telling
Oh,
me what
so
it is.
Grind, we infiltrated the palace in Chartusa as clouds, individual little clouds.
Yeah.
It worked really well. Yeah,
Long
yeah,
story
yeah.
short, I played some music, and everyone turns into clouds. You can't talk, you can't walk, but it'll get you through the doors you gotta get to.
How long does it last?
So I did some reading up on it actually with
Yeah?
one of the other dudes
You-
in the camp.
You told us like 8 hours last time, right?
It's about 8 hours.
Yeah, it is?
That could work.
Yeah.
The only thing is, because we want to go an hour early, that's perfect, right? We're just an unassuming cloud hanging around some rock. But we can't communicate. Shion and I can talk to each other, but I don't think we can talk to anyone else.
So,
I can probably speak with the enlightened one, but I'm not really sure how much help that's really.
Thanks.
gonna be.
That works
I could
so well.
probably talk to you or understand you at least, and maybe you would understand me because
I
don't
think
know.
it needs to be very clear that no one gets distracted and we decide to stay as one, or because there's only two clouds that can converse.
Okay. How
People
about
shouldn't
this?
drift off
Or
this
three,
time.
maybe.
Yeah.
Random idea. All right. Carvox, can you individually get someone out of it? Like just one person out of it? Or does it have to be the whole group at once?
So the way it works
by
is
yourself.
I cast it, and then anyone around me who is willing,
Okay.
I think it's like 10 people, can turn into clouds.
Yes.
And we can go out of it. It takes about a minute or
Okay.
so to reshape.
You you would know, Andros, because you've
Yes.
used it.
Yeah.
You can turn it off on yourself.
Okay.
But it takes a minute, and you can then put it back on, and it takes another minute.
Okay. See, that's
But it
even
lasts for 8 hours.
That's
like,
even
the whole-
better, because all we'd have to do is look for the one person who's going to get the message that it's time to go. They pop out, and they just kind of give us a signal, and we all pop out and go.
No, because I think it's even better if we stayed in cloud form to go down into the hole, because not all of us can fly.
We can stop and
True.
start.
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
It's just about staying discreet because
Mhm.
there aren't
Can
that many
you-
clouds in caves or underground. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I'm thinking. Maybe we look like a fog on the floor or something, like a really cool like smoke. I've done a few
Yeah.
performances with smoke on the stage. You can get away with it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
He certainly has, and when he does, the symphony always
Shut
seems
up.
to resonate. But very
Can you
well.
It's
cast
called
Grispa
Spire
on
of
this?
Ashes, right? We are surely not going to be that. If it's ashy in there, we're not going to be that obvious.
Okay, that's fine. See, but that's easy then. The clouds is like our freeway in, right? We get down there, and what we're going to do once we get into the place? What is the plan from there? Because obviously,
Maybe we can. I think the most important part, if it hasn't happened already, is interrupting the resurrection of the dragon.
Yes.
I think that is how. I don't know how, but if we can stop that somehow, but if it hasn't happened yet, that's going to be a game changer.
And maybe get the prisoners out, like torture dust and stuff. Like
We're gonna have to be
sounds quite
super
bad.
careful. I don't know when.
So, like,
I don't think we will know until we're in there. We don't even know where exactly we're gonna end up when we go down there, what side we're gonna be on. We don't know anything. We don't have a map.
Weren't you guys talking about like a magic orb earlier?
Yeah.
What if I just smash that?
If we can get to it, sure.
Like we do the cloud thing, I get
You
real
know-
close to
yeah.
it, and then
But here's the issue. I don't know how long.
You know,
it's-
magical things.
Yeah.
Magical things don't really break that
That's
easily.
true. Here's another thought. Here's another thought. You also can silence people, right? Maybe the interruption, maybe the interruption is to silence the person trying to use the orb to awaken the dragon. Maybe there's a spell to it. Maybe she has to say something, and maybe you just get in there, silence her, because I mean, obviously, it's gonna be the one lady, right? She's the leader of it. So we silence her, whoever's holding the orb, and then boom, that at least stops them for the time being. And we just gotta take the orb from her. But also, we have to keep in mind how long is it gonna take for us to actually get to position before the plan even starts, because all we know, we could get in there with an hour left of this thing.
You also would know when you were clouds, you move incredibly slow.
Yeah.
You're not fast. You can move 10 foot every 6 seconds.
So
you
dash,
are
isn't it?
really
Is that dashing?
slow.
Is that
Yeah.
dashing?
You are,
Oh, wow.
you are
Okay.
very slow.
So
because you are a cloud. Now, if you've got the wind behind you, obviously it can push you along a little bit quicker, but still, it's slow.
that's the issue.
Isn't it? Huh? Are you sure?
It could take
Are you sure
us.
it's that slow?
It's 300 feet is the flying speed.
Is it?
Yeah.
300
Yeah.
feet a 6
Yes.
seconds?
It just says
Yes,
while in
every
cloud form,
turn.
a creature's flying speed of 300 feet and a resistance to damage from non-magical weapons.
Am I thinking of a different? I might be thinking of a different spell.
And
Okay.
descends at 60 feet. or
So
something.
There you
we
go then.
there is another spell as well that I've picked up over the past few weeks.
yeah.
It's a form of divination where just before we head in to do whatever we want to do, I can cast this spell as a way of seeing if the course of action we're choosing is good, bad, or both good and bad.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've never used it before, but
It's called augury.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I think no matter what way we go, it's gonna be bad because we're about to get face to face with a dragon. So I don't think there's any good with that.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. While this conversation is going on, I'm going to slide a hand, put something into Grin's pocket.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for it. This is a 27.
Ooh.
But my passive is never going to catch that. And I'm not looking for it.
What
so.
I put into his pocket is my last tribe dagger into his pocket.
Okay.
Is there anything
He
special about
reaches
these
for
tribe
his
daggers?
pocket and cuts his hand.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the hilt's one thing, yeah. But I mean, Grit knows I was part of the tribe. I have tribe daggers. I give him one. Let's put it in his pocket.
Okay. So, is the plan set? Have you decided how you're doing this?
I'd just like to like interrupt the group. Oh, by the way, guys, I've also got some new spells. One of which I can make someone completely invisible. So that's something to consider going forward. I don't know. We're talking about sneaking up on some dude who's like chanting and stuff. Could be worth a shot. It's greater invisibility. So just let me know. I'm here to help. You know how it is.
I
It
also
doesn't
went.
last very long, Carvel.
I also went whole hog with the whole making people unable to talk thing. Because I've
Yes,
got
please.
blindness and deafness now.
I mean, stopping the chanting could be a good start.
I mean, I can stop people talking, I can stop them listening, and I can stop them seeing.
You know, I like to think I get my strategic mind from my dad, and I would like to take full credit for coming up with the whole silencing thing, since I said it first, and I'm gonna take that for myself.
You inspire us to a lot of silence, yes.
I will say then, as you all begin bickering with Andros about who came up with the plan, I assume you all start to take rest for the evening?
Mm-hmm.
I think before we do, we're Maeve, are we planning to intercept a dream? Is that the plan still?
I was thinking about it. They have to be asleep. What time is it now for us?
At this time, it's probably like 9:30, 10 p.m.
Hmm.
And you know, like the sun in Quirin comes up quite early.
Yeah.
So to get the best use of light, like throughout the day, and you know, maybe even try and traverse a little bit earlier where the sun isn't in full blaze, so that you have a bit of cover of darkness, maybe when you travel as mist forms, it might be better to go a little bit earlier than like when the sun's fully in the sky.
Okay. So, the few things about this spell. I don't think I or any of the party should go. It should be either Carvox or Grint. As you go into her, you infiltrate that dream, you're able to change objects and other imagery, and you're able to show a message. You can come in as this more like monstrous form, and she may or may not take that. You know, she might be able to shrug it off and know that it's not actually a nightmare. But if she, you know, if she's actually scared of it, she won't sleep for the rest of the night. And you get 10 words to relay a message if you want to as well. But she has to be asleep. Now, the spell lasts 8 hours. So you'll be in a trance until she does eventually fall asleep. But I don't know if anyone wants to do that.
Is this a trance like the elves do, where I suppose they find their rest in that time, or?
I've never tried it. It could be. It could. It's. I just know that you go into this meditative, soft-boiled vegetable state. You know.
Can I? Is there a roll I could make where I could see whether that would still kind of give you a long rest because you're in a trance or not?
Yeah, you can roll me an Arcana check.
Cool.
Can I guidance?
That's gonna go real well. Did you give me guidance there, by the way?
Yep.
Cool. Damn, that would have been real good. That's an 11. That's a 10.
Yeah, 10. You're unsure. From the description Maeve's given you, you would have to remain in this state until she sleeps. and then when she sleeps, you would use the spell, and then you would come out of the state. So you're unsure if you would get a full rest in that time.
Right. Okay.
We could ask Sir Draxel if he knows of someone else that would be willing to do it, who is not going into battle tomorrow, who wouldn't, suffer the consequences of not getting a full rest.
I think Carbox is pretty well rested from the previous night, having only been at the camp, or no?
You would know that if you don't rest in an evening, there is a chance that your body becomes exhausted the next day, which means that you would have negatives to rolls and such. So you can do it, but there would be a check that needs to be made to see how well you cope without the sleep.
Dudes, could Shion not do it? Because Shion has seen what they're actually doing, for one, and she doesn't need to sleep, right?
Correct.
She could, if you want, but I think she'll know that we're casting something upon her if she sees one of us.
Maeve.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say tieflings are scary looking. Maybe Arcadius could help.
I'm open to any suggestions, and also Shion, if you
he's
want to, you can. But I'm trying to figure out what the best way of action is. We only get one shot.
I don't mind doing it, but you might be right about the whole use someone who she's never seen before thing.
I mean,
Andros's father, he fought a purple worm.
My dad doesn't look the strongest as he had. Remember, he's still recovering.
We can make him look scarier than he is.
True. I would also just like to point out, we don't know how they're going to react to a dream, to a nightmare. For all we know, this could have the totally wrong turnout. And what if they speed up the process? Are we wanting to take a risk that could potentially make us everything harder than what it is? Or we'd rather just go in there the way we are now with the plan we have and just do it the way we've said.
I don't know, but I don't think we vote yes or we vote no.
I feel like a nightmare. I don't really see it going the other way, where they feel the need to speed things up. I mean, they're already going to be under the impetus of war at their gates by the time we get in there. If anything's going to speed them up, it's that. But if this nightmare has the opportunity to give them pause, or even just cause them to lose focus somewhat, I can see its benefits. So I'm voting.
I would
yes.
actually agree with that.
I would also.
They already rushing anyway, and
they know we're here.
Yeah, but giving their leader or some of their leadership pause or maybe even doubt might distract them or put them in the wrong direction or something.
I would also like to point out, we didn't tell any of the higher ranking people that we're about to do something. And for any reason this does, for the slight chance, very slight maybe, that this somehow does turn bad and we've caused another problem, I wouldn't want to be the person to have caused another problem.
Let's pull them in then.
We can just tell them before we go.
I
like,
think-
hey, look, this is the plan.
I think the best thing to do is talk to them. If they agree, sure. And if they don't, I think we should listen to them and just let it go.
Well, also, we're about to rest, so I'm happy to use augury now and find out whether it's a wise course of action.
That is a good point.
Why don't you do that? And I'll go, or people can come with me. We'll find Sir Draxel and the rest of the council and just try and make this as quick as possible.
Sure, I'll come.
Okay. Sure, not a problem. So are you auguring first?
I am. I'm going to collect some lichen-laden sticks, lay them out in a diviner's manner. And yes, I will ask for an omen from this otherworldly entity about whether this idea of kind of planting a nightmare in, I believe, Ariel's mind is a good course of action or a bad course of action.
You do so, and the spores begin to collect around you. And as they do, they tell the song of the Micronid people. They weave the words of the Horde. And you get a mixture of weal and woe, which could mean for both good and bad results. Obviously dependent on, because the question is, how is this gonna go? And it's very much with like, well, it depends how it goes. It's the sort of response you get back from that. It's a mixed bag of, it could be good, it could be bad.
Okay. I through the kind of visions as I'm getting them, I start to kind of tell the party what I'm seeing. And I guess the kind of spores in front of me dance and act in a certain way that shows them both the weal omen and the woe omen, and I explain that it really could go either way.
It's crazy.
It's up to you, dudes.
That's
it was just an idea.
Why don't we take all of this to the council?
Yeah, let's go to the council.
Okay. Yeah, as you head towards the tents, all of you, almost as everyone begins to bed down ready for the next day, you walk on in to see Sir Draxel, Eliash, Kellum, you see Contessa, you see Andros's father Dobron, and you see Torax, as all of them are stood in this tent over this board with various like chess-like pieces with various depictings of different people. And they're all in like the last few moments of converse before they seem to be heading to bed as well. And Arcturus is in there as well, because he would have gone with Eliash before heading to bed himself. And yeah, you will walk in, you regale the information that you've just come across. And the response is that it's a risk. It could, if they figure out that you are casting magics upon them, it could mean that they retaliate. They may begin doing similar tactics to yourselves. They may try to, maybe they're realizing that from doing an act such as this could be you tipping them off that tomorrow's the day. If it doesn't go detected, then there's the other side of doubt could be spread within a leader's mind. It could make someone weaker for the next battle to come. Trust issues, leadership qualities, orders could be mismatched. It's a risk.
Andros would also like to point out that there could be ways that they could be putting up protective barriers of magic, and maybe us sending magic to them could have a better chance of them alerting to our presence, and just like as the council said, could cause problems for us and could tip them off that we are coming. Because they've been shown to try have done it to us in the past, from what I was told. What's to say they're not preparing for us to do the same? That they're not already prepared.
Hang on 1 second. Didn't you say earlier that they've been scrying on us?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance they could already know that this would be an action that we had planned?
That's what I'm saying, which is why it's in my opinion, it's just not really this, like, that's why I'm against it. That's why I'm against it.
I see your I see your reasoning, Andros, and I think given the insight of the council, given the risk-reward ratio here, where truly we don't know what the reward would be, even if it did pull off, my advice and my vote is now against the use.
Thank you for agreeing to my opinion. Appreciate it. My opinion.
I
It's my
already
opinion.
said that
Thank
it was a lot thanks to your insight. You don't have okay.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, dudes, I'm going to bed. Ciao, guys.
Nice.
I follow
Okay.
him. I'm like, let's go to bed.
Well, I don't hold the
Sure.
vote for everyone. I was just asking. I was just putting my own vote. Like, what does everyone else think?
Last I heard, you're our leader. So
yeah, the
I
leader
think
has
the
no,
vote is
no.
final.
No. This is
you know.
this is a democracy. This is very much not just
hail
on
our beloved leader, Grint.
I would
Fogathorn.
like to point out Grint is in charge for when you enter the fortress. That doesn't mean he is your beck and call every second of every waking day.
Yes.
Get wrecked.
And I definitely don't hold all the responsibility for these very heavy choices when I'm surrounded by people who, let's be honest, are far less drunkard than I am.
Grint, we know who the Iron Vortex are. I'll
Yes,
say that.
People who make fantastic decisions.
She smiles and then looks at you, Arcturus, and like puts her hand on your
Sometimes.
arm.
Grint, as he's saying this, is literally pouring himself a drink.
I think
Old
I
habits die
lately
hard.
have been coming up with great plans. I think honestly, I've learned a lot. I think I have improved. I think I am the
You
most
really love
improved.
tooting your own horn, don't you?
I have to toot my horn because no one else does it.
I'm glad in the last month of not seeing you, Andros, you haven't changed one bit.
That's bullshit.
Come
Hey,
on,
man.
name one poor decision that the
Yeah.
Iron Vortex has ever made.
I can name a couple. We're not even gonna get in that conversation.
Would you
I
like
can't
me
think of
to name them?
Yes,
no,
yes,
no,
go on,
please don't,
do.
please don't. I feel like this is just gonna be pointed
In
at
fact,
me.
I can't even think of one poor choice that Andros has made.
Oh,
Maybe
no,
you should
no,
bring one of
no,
those
she's
to
gonna point
light.
out a whole
I
list.
don't wish to put a dampener on the evening, so I won't. But I will just say, if you do have any information that we don't know, and she looks like at all of you, and then maybe
I'd
tell me
never.
if it would be...
Half of my
what that could
body is
be in reference
blackened.
to.
I got like necrotic blackenness. I mean, we're gonna be honest.
As it
There's
spread.
something like oversharing, I think.
So it's spread.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Andros. She just asked all of us if we had any secrets. It's now is the time to spill.
It's first the orb. Now this.
I'm telling you now. I didn't keep it a secret, did I?
I also
Go
have
on.
a cactus buddy, but he's gonna hang out here with you guys. So,
I'm still unsure as to who exactly you are.
yeah, I get that a lot. You know, like off the stage, everyone's like, "Who are you? You're so normal." But on
Very
the
famous
stage,
rock star.
Very famous.
as Grin says, I'm very famous.
My
He's
kids
just
love
very
him.
he's just very helpful
Yeah.
since
Oh,
we've
is he-
been here.
Is he as famous as Princess?
Princess? Who the heck is that?
Princess, the artist, Princess.
No, you mean the artist formerly known as Princess?
Formerly known as Princess. Sings a song about Blue Rain.
I was thinking about Liz, like this person named Litzto. Really good
I've never
artist.
heard of her.
Litzto, a lot of good songs.
You kind of lost me, but he's just very helpful in the fight. He's helped us tremendously previously. So
He's
Very
almost
similar-
as famous as the Silver Strings, almost.
Oh, come on.
Very
Are we really?
similar
We
in
don't have to
style
bring
to
up the
Hard
silver
Cookie.
strings, okay? That's an open
Well,
wound.
if he's talented as the Silver Strings, then I'm sure he'll be quite.
Can we stop?
An addition.
Silver
Yeah,
strings?
Savras and I go way back.
Oh, you know the Silver Strings.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
myself am accustomed to a few of them. Yes.
Yeah. Anywho, I'm leaving this little dude with you, folks. You got this. Just blend in.
I will regale them all of the symphony of sound that we can hear through the battle
Shut
cries
up!
of our Very well.
And on that
Okay.
note, I guess Carvox literally just walks out. Like that. At that point, he's done.
Yeah,
He's
that's
going
fair.
to bed.
Before you do all go, we have mustered up as many of these as we possibly can. She pulls out a crate with 8 regular healing potions. Let me just find out how many the other. 6 greaters and 4 superiors. These are for you. I apologize for not being able to supply more, but I think these should at least help you out in a pinch.
I think every
Thank
help we
you.
can get is very, very much appreciated.
I believe the regulars will not do much, but at least to maybe pick someone up if they have fallen unconscious in an upcoming battle, at least get them back on their feet.
Yeah, I can think of some people.
How do you guys want to split these quickly?
We'll do this off
Yeah,
stream.
we'll do
in a
that.
second.
Yeah, we can do
That's
that
fine.
later.
But yeah, you guys leave, I assume?
Bedtime.
Bedtime.
I'm
Get
gonna
a
go
long
back to
rest.
I'm gonna
I'll
go
say
back
my
to the fun
goodbyes.
performance tent.
Okay. Arcturus, are you staying with Eliash for the evening? It's up to you.
I know a few people are dying to know the answer, so I will.
Okay, so you spend an evening with Eliash. Grint goes back to the Northern Rock tent. There's a tent we'll be rocking. And the rest of you guys head back, I assume, unless anyone else is going anywhere in particular. No? Cool. You guys get a long rest. You guys awake in the morning. And you guys get ready to set out for your day. As all of you stand in the center of your camp. Carvox, are you casting the spell?
I think, yeah, I think so. I think we cast the Windwalk spell using the flute, which is one
Okay.
of the new tunes he's gained.
So you can cast it on 10 creatures, including yourself.
Yep.
So there are 7 of you. Is there anyone else you wish to cast it on?
Who else is in the vicinity? Is it the leadership crew?
You could, yeah, whoever you would like to be at the time. If you wish to give someone an out, it would give them that form for the next 8 hours. They could go in and out of whenever they wish.
I think we'll give it to Eliash.
Okay.
Anyone else have a
Contessa.
Contessa,
Contessa,
and
okay.
we'll give it to Kellum as well.
Okay, and Kellum. Not a problem.
So 3 of the leaders there.
Yeah, so 2 of the people that are going in the distraction route as well. So that's a potential escape if they need it. Awesome. Yeah, so you give it to those guys. And you guys now have reins to turn into clouds and drift off into the sky and head towards your direction.
I'm gonna tell Samuel to go and wait with Andros's dad.
Okay.
And I will I'll kiss Derek and Dazia goodbye, wish them luck, and turn into a cloud.
Nice. Yeah, as you all turn into your cloud forms after saying your goodbyes to the people that are around you.
Fly.
And yeah, you guys drift off for the next couple of hours as you guys fly up into the sky as clouds and head towards the mountainous range in the vicinity that you know where there to be some sort of cave. A few hours do pass. You eventually get there. You know the battle is to take place once someone is notified that you guys have got there. You've still got the sending as well if you wish to do that. But you guys eventually arrive. You know what? Someone roll me a survival check with advantage.
I have
high, so
I've got a proficiency in it, so
It's either Grind or Jane.
Grint
I
or
can give you
Jane?
guidance.
Maeve.
Sure, yeah.
You cannot give guidance.
Oh,
You are
okay.
a
I cannot.
cloud.
Well, I've
Never
got a
mind. I
+6.
cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, I have +8, so it's up to you.
Oh yeah, no, you go for that.
Okay.
19. Perfect. You do find it with ease. But I'll give you a quick description as you fly over the spires of ash. As you go, start going closer and closer to the vicinity of these mountains, you see the large mountainous range that almost bends into like a U shape. And set into the backside of the U shape of this section, you see gigantic 80-foot high walls made of black onyx-like material. You see two gigantic black wrought iron doors at the front. You see ballistas, you see oil cauldrons, you see trebuchets, you see multiple different siege like equipment defending the walls. You then see a mountainous path that weaves like a snake that goes up the mountain to what looks to be like the front of the fortress that's built into it, with again two large doors and multiple lookout points with multiple ballistas. You see on the walls, behind the walls, up the mountain path, a good couple of 100 individuals ready to fight and ready to defend this land. But the other thing that you spot in an abundance of a variety of colors are large scaled beasts nesting in the mountains, ready to fly out and fight whatever is to come against this spire. Luckily, all of you are clouds very high into the sky and are unnoticed while within this cloud form. But eventually, you guys get to the other side of this mountainous peak, land on the ridge of this cavern with the slight outcropping. And as you guys go into it, you are blocked from sight from outside of this cave. Do you guys pop out? Does one of you pop out? What are you guys doing? As you kind of all just amalgamate. And this takes, I'd say, 2 to 3 hours to get here.
I will pop out just because I'm the most perceptive, and I will try to scan what's going on, and then I'll give hand signals for what I see to the party.
Okay. So as you pop out of the form, you see in here, it looks to be like it maybe was a nest at some point, but maybe to a deceased drake of some sorts. You can see a nest, some twigs, and what looks to be like some sort of area where it would sleep that is long untouched. Like it hasn't been touched in a while. There's a layer of dust in here. You see a couple of broken eggshells within the nest as well. Maybe this was some sort of breeding ground of some sorts. But currently right now, you see nothing but a couple of large cobwebs from within here.
Oh, okay. I'll just point it out to the party, and then I'm gonna start trying to go back into the cloud thing.
Okay.
Rehide myself back. Yeah, well, can I look deeper into the place? Like,
You can go further in. Yeah.
I don't want to risk it. I'm gonna go invisible, so I'm gonna burn that, and I'm gonna go deeper.
Wait, so you're okay? So you're out of the cloud form.
Actually, no, I'll use the
invisible.
cloud form. I'll just use the cloud. I'll go deeper with the cloud form. That way I can save invisibility, and I'll go deeper to see.
So Andros goes deeper. What do the rest of you do?
Could I make a I don't know, nature check, I guess, on whether those webs look kind of like they've been made by a dangerous giant spider or just like regular spiders over a long period of time?
Sure. Roll me a nature check.
16?
With a 16, looking at the webbing here, it's got a slight etherealness to it. It's a bit translucent, and I know webbing is normally, but like there's this kind of like you touch it before you think you're gonna touch it. It's like it's got like an invisible sort of like layer to it that you can kind of still see, but parts of it you can't. But you're a cloud and are unable to currently tell anyone about this. But just looking closer up to it. And then Andros, you press through.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try to perceive.
You go 40 to 50 foot further into this cave, and it gets narrower and narrower and narrower. And when it gets to about 10 foot wide, to the point where literally it could be 2 by 2 is as much as you can go, you see the cave end.
Right.
But with your passive perception being as it is, that's where you see below a hole, a chasm that goes down.
Okay.
And you look down, and you can't see what's down there. It's darkness.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I will head back. Once I get back to the others, I will pop out.
Yeah.
And I will just warn, using hand signals still, I'll just kind of warn them that there's a drop and then a hole and then just like darkness. I'll just try to, word that out with my hands. And then after that, after I get that out, I'll go back into my cloud form and just wait and see if anyone else wants to say anything.
Before you go back into cloud form, I'll pop out.
Oh, hi.
And I'll take one of my scrolls of darkness out of my useful robe, and I'll go.
We can do
basically, in the idea of magical darkness, or.
Oh, I don't know. I can go.
You guys
find
can
out.
speak.
I can go.
Like we can say it's whispered.
I can go find out if you want. Here's the thing.
Is there?
I see big cobwebs, and immediately I'm thinking like, scary things, and I don't like that.
I explain what I kind of saw.
Oh.
When I looked at the cobwebs, I also say maybe one of our more magically inclined members, wherever you are, my little cloud friends, could go and find out whether this is magical darkness or regular darkness.
I
or
will
whether
escort
this is
them.
A planned trap or not.
Yeah.
Maeve will say to Shion in her air language, because we
Or-
can hear
yeah.
them, right? We can hear them.
You can understand them, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have dark vision? I have dark vision. Like one of us can just go down, and the other one stays up here. So hopefully people don't split up and have a look.
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Do you want? Should I? Do you want?
No,
I can.
I'll go.
Okay, I'll
float down.
I'll
Yeah,
pop
once
out
you
as
just
well
see
to
what-
let them know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Maeve starts taking the 1 minute to pop out as Shion just starts drifting off towards the hole.
I'll do it slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine when Carbok sees everyone just popping out, he also is like,
"Yep,"
popping out, and then
Yep.
he's like, and then he just because he
Everyone's
can't
popping
hear
out.
what everyone else is talking about, and he's not the most intelligent, so he just sees his Andros doing like hand gestures and stuff, and he pops out and he's like, "Why are we stopped, dudes? What's going on?"
I don't know. What is that cloud doing?
That's Shion. She's going down to investigate because she's dark vision.
Okay.
Okay.
We probably shouldn't let people go
We
by
say-
themselves.
Just wait for a second. Give her a minute to go down, have a look, and come back up. Okay? I can talk to her, even in this form. I mean, we'll know whether or not to pop back in. Just stay
Dudes.
quiet.
Maeve,
Dudes.
you're a. Sorry to interrupt, but you're
Speak
a
a little bit
specialist
louder,
with-
Rez.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Maeve, you're a specialist with nature, obviously.
Mhm.
What do these webs look like to you? Do they look any kind of specific type of spider?
I've been a spider once or twice. Can I do a nature check with guidance on myself?
Sure, yeah. Fortunately, it's not advantage, but
That's a
15.
shame.
Yeah, you see the same sort of etherealness to the webbing itself. You and Grint would both know this is not a spider like a regular sort of spider's web. This is definitely something beyond that. It would probably be maybe something from another plane potentially that has like somehow come here. If so, how long has it been here? Is it something that, you know, they've put here? Is it something that's just coincidentally here? You're unsure, but it's definitely not like a regular spider.
Okay, I relay that info, and with that I say, if this is not a regular spider and it is dangerous, I think our best bet is transversing past these webs as cloud forms, because I don't think we can trigger it.
Okay.
I don't think we should try, and like give Shion a minute, and you know, if she comes back up, we'll just go back into cloud form and wait for the signal. I don't think we should mess around in our physical forms around these spider webs.
Clouds can't get stuck in spider webs, can they?
No.
We know,
you know, like the dewdrops that are just.
So, dude, just to interrupt, if it's dark, just so you guys know, I can put up some dancing lights up to 120 meters away. I've got 4, so I can light up a path depending on how deep it is.
We should be.
But it's up to you guys. It'll probably alert whoever's down there.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be honest with you. I don't think we want to alert whatever's in here. Do we know if the spider webs itself is magical per se?
You can roll an Arcana check.
I will.
Like.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna attempt it.
You want the guidance?
If you want, I got a 0 and then Arcana. All right, let's get this.
That's not bad.
Pretty good roll.
Oh, not bad.
Roll me a d4, please.
Oh, but that's hang on.
Okay.
So
18.
for the folks at home, it was a 17 plus 1. So Andros looks at it. Yeah, this is definitely magic in nature. It as it has this sort of like translucentness and almost like invisible sort of feel to it. It definitely gives you the sort of vibe of there is a plane of existence called the ethereal plane. Something that you may have heard of in very brief passing of conversation. And the only reason you know of it is because you can turn invisible. And that invisibility that you use is often perceived as sort of an akin to that etherealness. So it kind of, you get the sense that it's almost like a layer of the world that you can't perceive.
Okay. Looking at it. Okay, do I get any vibe that if I touch this, it would send an alert? Or because we do know that magical things can affect the clouds, would I know that this can affect the cloud? Because
I will
it's
say
magical.
now, Maeve and Grint would know from their nature checks. Usually, if you touch a spider's web, the vibrations in the web would reverberate through all the webs. And if a spider is attached to one of these webs, then it would feel the tremors of this webbing being moved. So far, your cloud forms have touched the web.
Okay. Have we noticed?
Which 2 of you have done that?
Have we noticed that it moved at all when we touched it?
You were going through it once. Which you wouldn't have noticed.
Okay.
When looking at Shion moving off, the slightest movement.
Oh.
Because it is a physical force still pushing through. But it is very obviously the density of the form of the clouds would be like a very light gust of wind.
Right. Okay. I will.
So it would be the same as like someone whacking the spider web and it alerting everything. It would be more like a gentle breeze coming through the cave.
Right. I will relay to the party, and that we probably shouldn't be out of the cloud form in here, and also on top of that, even our cloud form is making some sort of movement. So I'm not sure if, maybe that is something we need to be worried about.
So, dudes, what I'm hearing is we only have one way to go in here. Should we? Is the plan to just go for it?
No. We wait.
Yeah, we're getting a
We
signal.
wait for the signal of the
Oh, we're waiting for
distractions happening.
signals. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, dudes. I'm just following you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Let's.
The things I'll say so far, I would imagine a cloud going through is the same as a gust of wind going through. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I agree. We wait for Shion. If we do need to go down the chasm, I feel like at least one person could feather fall down with me.
We're going in cloud form,
If
right?
we need, hopefully we don't have to. Let's try not to trigger the spider web. Let's give Shion a minute. You guys, if you want, you can pop back in to your cloud form. I'll wait for her. She can speak to me. I can speak to you guys in common, and then I can pop back as well.
Cool.
And I can relay the message.
You all go back to cloud form besides Maeve. Shion, as you descend the cavern into the darkness, it's hundreds of meters down, so you can't see initially, but as you begin to go further and further and further, you see beneath you, it seems to open up into a bigger chamber. There is a small pool of water, and from your vision in the area, you see very small, light blue and white speckled eggs on the floor, littering the floors, as well as what looks to be like man-made pillars in ruins throughout this chamber that lead to a corridor which you then don't see to further down. And that's what you see when you go down there.
Can I say that to Maeve? Because I can.
You are currently like 300 feet away from her.
That's too far away.
Yeah,
That's
you're
too
much
far away.
too far away from her.
Yeah. Okay, well then I'll guess I'll float back up.
Float all the way back up. After a few minutes pass, yeah, you then arrive as the cloud. Yeah, that's fine.
Pop out and tell what I saw.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Eggs. There's eggs everywhere.
Okay. Was there spider webs down there?
We might not want to.
You would have seen spider webs.
We might not want to disturb the eggs. And there were lots of
Okay.
spider webs, yeah.
Right. Well, with that info, I will speak in common, silently, to everybody that there is most likely spider eggs down there of whatever this creature is up here, and we should proceed with caution once the attack starts. And that everybody else, also for your information, Shion, the spider webs here is from some type of spider that's not from this plane of existence and may turn invisible. So please do not touch them in any other way than your cloud form. And let's wait for the signal. And I'll also go back to cloud.
Okay. So everyone's in cloud form, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop out of cloud form.
Okay.
And just say, so, based on that information, obviously we move ahead, but as has been very clearly pointed out, these spiders are not from this plane of existence, and therefore they might not treat clouds, like ourselves, with the same rules that we would treat things in this plane of existence. Do we need some way of saying, hey, I've been caught, hey, I've been seen, so that the others can be aware?
Oh, I'll pop out. I'll raise my hand. I don't know why. I pop out. I'll go. Let me stay in the back. I'm the most perceptive. If I see something, I will just. I don't know. Like I'll move. Like we'll have to move at a slower pace, right? But I will make a circle around everybody to like show that hey, there's a problem. Does that make sense? So that way I'll be in the back. If there's a problem, I'll move around everybody, and that way everyone knows hey, there's something going on.
Have you got any fire arrows or anything like that?
No, I got nothing of the sorts.
Have you got anything that can cast some form of light? My idea is, yes, you can see if anyone else gets caught, but if you're at the back and get caught,
true,
you need to be able to chuck something forward.
My shield actually does give me dark vision, but I don't know if that works with me being in cloud form. So I don't know if that is how that would work. Would I know this could work in cloud form? Have I tried it? I don't think I've tried it.
Would you know for what works in cloud form? Sorry.
So my shield gives me dark vision. It's one of the perks.
You don't have a shield while you're a cloud.
Right. Okay. That is the only problem, as I cannot see.
Does anyone have any form of light spell or?
Okay, so I pop out again as a cloud, in out. I pop out as a cloud. By the way, we've been here like 10 minutes, popping in and out of clouds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pop out and I'll go. So basically, dudes, the smartest thing we could do is I stay on Andros the entire time, and as soon as one of us gets caught, I can throw my lights to the front so everyone knows what's going on.
I'm pretty sure we can't cast magic in the ball.
But I can drop out. It's a minute, but if
in
someone's
the
been
chasm,
caught, it's the best we have.
If you get caught, you're already going to be dropping out. This is what I'm saying.
True.
It's in a case if we get caught.
Okay.
Not in any other reason, because then we're all going to have to drop out and help each other. That's what this is. It's just a backup plan.
Did I ever let you guys know I'm actually terrified of spiders? Has anyone ever thought of that before?
I think on that note, as you all then go to cloud form, Eliash sends a message to the sending stone, which is in Arcturus's pocket, and Arcturus is a cloud, so Arcturus doesn't know the sending stone goes off. And then maybe 20 minutes later, he then receives an actual sending, which then comes through saying, I don't know why you haven't responded yet, but we're ready. We're leading the march now. The distraction team has just docked. They are heading in.
I'll revert from my cloud form.
Which takes a minute.
It takes a minute. And I'll inform everyone who is not a cloud that the attack has begun. It has started, and we'll have to take action soon.
As a cloud, I just go through.
Okay, and Arcturus, do you say anything back to Eliash before we end? Because you have a response.
Yeah, I have a response.
We were clouds.
Yeah, we were clouds. Sorry I didn't respond. Take care, be careful. I love you.
Okay, wow. Oh, nice. I like it. She casts sending to say, I love you too. And that's where you then turn back into a cloud and move in. And as all of you start to move in, you all hear the roars of the drakes and the beating of wings as they all descend from the mountain, as you feel a shift in the mountain itself, as all of these entities, which is hundreds of winged drakes, all leaving their roosts, some of which ridden by riders, as you know, some feral and just flying out, killing whatever it can. And there is a cacophony of noises from outside the cave, explosions, shrieks, thuds, as the war has begun. And that is where we will end tonight's session, as all of your cloud forms descend the 300-foot tunnel into this massive foyer, as you see all the eggs, the spider webs, and the man-made pillars that lead to a further corridor. And that is where we'll end tonight's session. So guys, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we ran on a little later because I know we had a few technical difficulties. Me having the technical difficulties as my internet just cut out like twice tonight. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Next week will be the penultimate episode as the party traverse through the fortress, trying to find Ezekiel, Ivan, the Lady of Ash, the dragon, maybe Malakesh, and whoever else hell is in here. Yeah, maybe even Kada might make another appearance in here. So as you guys start to go into the fortress, yeah, it's going to be the penultimate episode. So please do come and join us next week. It's been great being live again, and we really appreciate you being here. And yeah, we are going to go round the room real quick. Super quick. Please make it as quick as possible. Where, you know, if you're not here or you're watching us on YouTube and want to see more, Tim and Lam, why don't you tell us where they can find us?
The internet.
YouTube, Twitch.
Nice.
Natural Havoc.
And
Sweet.
somewhere in the south of the Netherlands.
On an
Awesome.
unspecified location.
Yeah, thank you. Or their house, but please don't visit their house. And below them, Eagle, take it away.
Hello, you guys can find me here streaming the stream, and you guys can also find us on social media from the Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTubes, where this will be uploaded like Wednesday, Thursday-ish. You can also find me on my YouTube, Onion's YouTube, and Patty's YouTube, where we do the Pokemon Trio Soul Link. That has been finished now for like a month, I think. It's been a month, and yeah, that's crazy. Make sure to watch that if you guys haven't watched that yet. And yeah, that's it. You're muted.
Thank you very much. And thank you for that as well. And below Eagle, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, you can find me here every Friday playing Maeve, Half-Elf, Druid, Barbarian. And yeah, only 2 more sessions to go, so it is very bittersweet. And yeah, otherwise, besides that, you can also find me on Twitch on my own channel. I am currently playing Syl through Tears of the Kingdom, so eventually there will be an end. But yeah, next person, because it's very late.
Awesome, thank you. We'll go to Zeb. Zeb, can you please tell the good people where they can find you when you're not here?
Yeah, when I'm not here, I'm usually over on my channel, but I'm mainly having a kind of a summer break. So someday I will be back, putting up a new green screen behind me and all that, and maybe in 2 weeks. We'll see. But other than that, we're over on the YouTubes. And yeah, come and join us.
Awesome. And can I just say, a fantastic, fabulous applause, please, for our 2 wonderful returning guests. I am so glad that both of you said yes to coming to join us once more. Hey, that's you 2 as well. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. You joined us on the journey that we got to this point as well, and it's so great that you could both return to finish the journey off with our amazing people. So thank you guys so much. So Paddy, why don't you go first? Where can the good people find you?
Hey guys, first of all, amazing to be back. I love hanging out here. It's always a great time. And bringing Carbox back in is a lot of fun as well. You can find me over on Twitch. I'm back streaming. I don't do it as often as I probably should, but I'm on and off with it. Currently playing through Baldur's Gate if you want to check that out. As Eagle mentioned already, we're also on YouTube, so if you want to check out the Pokemon stream on YouTube, you can go and do so. Otherwise, I will be back here for hopefully both the penultimate and final episode. Otherwise, I don't know what happens in between, but hopefully back next week. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. As always, it's a pleasure.
Awesome. And Rez, tell the good people where they can find you.
You can't find me anywhere. I've retired from streaming. This is going to be the only place where you can see me, like outside of my Discord, but that doesn't matter. So you have to be here for the next 2 weeks, or else that's it. You'll never see Rez again. It's got to be here, right here on Natural Havoc.
Unless you go to the YouTube and you see him in the future here.
yes, that too. Yes.
Awesome. And very much like Rez, I have also stopped streaming for quite some time now. I think it's been like nearly 8 months, maybe a little less than that. But yeah, you can find our Pokemon streams over on the YouTube, mine, Paddy's Eagles, where we did a whole series. And you can also find me here, and if not here, somewhere on the internet, I'm sure. So yeah, thanks guys. Well, who are we raiding out to today?
We're raiding Quest Junkies UK, who are currently doing a session. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna raid them.
Awesome. Yeah,
raid them for the
we're gonna
day.
raid them. We will be back next week, the 8th. I know that Smitty is hoping to join us for the second half of the stream, because she's flying in. But we'll see.
I'm landing at 7:30 if there's no delays, but my luck with flights has been very bad in the last few times that I've flown. So we'll see how that goes. But I will be rushing back and hoping I can make it back before the second half starts at least.
Awesome. So yeah, hopefully all things going ahead, you should see us all here next week. And then so next week's the penultimate, and the 15th will be the final episode of the campaign. So guys, it's been a pleasure. And hopefully we'll see you there for the next two. So take care, much love, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.